button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000 likes. We are going to get started in just a minute. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. You love the pearls? I got the pearls. We got our pearls too. We also have a couple new props. I have a drum and a mini tambourine so that we can play music for the Trumpers. And I have many other props as well. We have our new bell. Hold on, we got a bell. So that when they get something right for once, we can actually reward them with a little bell sound. Folks, so if you are, hey MT, hi MT, how you doing? Hi my friend. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit the like button, help us get to 10,000 likes. We're already over halfway there. That's awesome. We're gonna get started in just a minute with our first conversation, okay? Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a chat. But if you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button. Help us get to 10,000 likes. If you are voting for Kamala as well, please share the live. Help us get more folks into the live stream by sharing the live. We're going to get started in just a minute. Yeah, the bell for when somebody, like for when a Trumper says something right, we have this bell that we ring it, but if you look, it's actually very dusty because it doesn't really get used much. They don't really say anything right. So yeah, it doesn't get much of a workout, but maybe you'll see the light of day someday. Folks, again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a chat. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, please hit that like button, hit the share button. Ooh, my cough. Oh, please, I hope this cough doesn't act up today. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Don't be shy. Come on in. We are going to get started with our first guest in about 60 seconds. So again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button. Help us get to 20,000 likes. Y'all are already past 10,000 likes. That's wild. Okay, we're going to get started in just about 30 seconds. How's everybody's day going? Y'all doing good? Y'all doing good? All right, folks. If we do have any mods on as well, I would greatly appreciate it if you could help us keep the chat relatively clean, but we'll see if they keep it that way. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 20,000 likes. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump.
Congrats. That's disgusting.
Sorry to hear that.
No, it's not too late to change it, right?
Never too late.
Yeah, so why are you voting for a felon?
A felon?
Did I stutter?
I'm just voting for Trump. Yeah, I'm just voting for Trump. The other stuff I'm not aware of.
Right, you said you're voting for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a felon. So why are you voting for a felon?
I'm not aware of him being a felon.
Really? The 34 felony counts, him being found liable of sexual abuse, him being found liable of civil fraud, it doesn't ring a bell?
Yeah, those are charges.
Derek, thank you so much for the $5, man. I appreciate it, Derek. Thank you for the love. Okay, so again, Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts. He was a convicted felon. He is out on bail right now and awaiting sentencing. Do you understand that?
No, for what I've been seeing, it's been appealed and it's in the process of being overturned.
Okay, but from what you're saying, my understanding is that you would believe in Santa Claus if you saw somebody dressed up in the mall as Santa Claus. Just because you see something on the internet doesn't mean it's true. You're saying something's going to be overturned for Donald Trump, but nothing has been or will be overturned. Donald Trump, again, has been found guilty on 34 felony counts, found liable of sexual abuse, found liable of civil fraud. Those charges and those convictions will not be overturned. So why are you voting for a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
Because all that you just said, all of that is on the internet. That's why I don't really pay all that no mind. Because
No,
all that's on the
that's not the
internet.
internet. Yeah, that's not the internet. That's the criminal justice system. You're confused.
Yeah, but I don't believe them either.
Okay, so what do you believe? What do you believe?
I believe that Trump is best fit to run this country.
I'm not asking you what you believe. I'm asking you, where do you get your news? How do you learn? Who teaches you? Let me guess,
I learn from what I'm going through. I learn from what I'm going through.
You probably learned about foreign policy on the back of a box of Lucky Charms. Let's be so real. So again, why are you voting for the convicted felon? If you want to break that down, that'd be great.
Because he did a great job during the pandemic and was disrupted. And they came in.
What did he do well during the pandemic? Did he do well when he was implementing some sort of mass distrust among the vaccine and among masking? I mean, did he do well when he shut down the government, shut down our economy, leaving millions of people jobless? I mean, the unemployment rate skyrocketed, inflation skyrocketed. What do you mean he did well?
But those are your answers, because that's what you saw. Remember, I was outside during the pandemic.
That's not what I saw.
Oh, you was outside
That's what
with
the
me?
Government saw. That is what our country saw, right?
I'm saying, what was you doing during the pandemic, though?
Well, I was with my daddy, George Soros. So again, can we take a step back here and recognize you just said that Donald Trump handled the pandemic well? He didn't. Millions lost their lives. Millions were jobless.
During the pandemic.
Okay.
I was active during the pandemic.
Okay. Congrats. What is the millions were jobless?
Yeah, so millions. How you have an opinion about who to vote for and you wasn't active? I was outside active during the pandemic. I was helping people. I was saving lives.
What are you talking about?
I was helping people boost their immune system out here. Seymour's, elderberry. I was mailing that stuff out to people. I was helping people.
You were mailing out. Hold on, I'm sorry. So you were mailing. So you're saying that you were mailing elderberries to people, and that was you doing your part during the pandemic. I don't even know what to say in response to that. I was sending elderberries. Elderberries are not a vaccine.
Seymour's.
Elderberries.
I didn't say that. I said Seymour's.
CMOS, also not a vaccine.
Elderberry,
what is going on?
moringa powder. Not just
somebody dropped
elderberry.
20. Somebody dropped a 20. I'll get them out. I don't care. Until then, I'm going to keep playing with my food until it gets cold. So again, listen very closely on this one. I'm asking you why you're voting for Donald Trump, and if you could do so by explaining in a coherent remark, that would be more productive to this conversation. Do you want to try again? Because I literally have no idea what you are talking about. Oh, let's get some W. Derek's in the chat. Thank you so much, Derek. All right, Derek is booting you from the live stream. On the count of three, everybody say hocus pocus. 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus. Poof. Goodbye. W. Derek's in the chat, please. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for your love. Love you right back, Derek. Derek got rid of that guy. That's awesome. That guy was nuts. Do we all recognize he was talking about? I don't even know how he got on the topic of elderberries. He's like CMOS and elderberries. I don't even, like, what do you respond to that? What am I supposed to say to that? Like, where do you go from there? Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
That's your average MAGA Republican. Let me set the tone here. More MAGA Republicans are going to come up and say the N slur, say the F slur, and they do so because they think it's going to get my live stream taken down. I want to preface this with 2 points. One, when we're this close to the election and you need to win voters to your side, specifically Black Americans, running up here and hate criming and saying slurs, it's not going to help you win over voters. It drives voters away. Maybe you don't know that, but I feel like that's pretty common sense. 2, hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a digital strategist. I work on algorithms. For example, I'm the guy who programmed the website, coded the website, that tracks Donald Trump's debt as it increases with interest, featured in HuffPost. I do this. This is what I do. Ash, thank you so much for the love. This is what I do. So when you come up here and you think my live is going to get shut down, I can assure you it won't. And by screaming the profanities and the slurs, that's not how the algorithm works. It'll get your account flagged and your IP address flagged, so you get a permaban from TikTok. But I'm not saying the slurs, so I don't get flagged. Hopefully this explains it in further detail for whoever else is ignorant enough to misunderstand how an algorithm works. Again, if you come up and start screaming slurs, I'm just going to boot you. but you're not going to shock anybody. Like, this is what MAGA Republicans do all the time. But just know it doesn't affect me, right? Because my account doesn't get affected. Yours does. Hopefully that was a good explanation for everybody. Did that make sense to everybody? Did everybody understand? We're all on the same page now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell no. I came up here and say one thing because, like, I'm voting for Kamala. I'm going to say, y'all really voting for Trump. Y'all really stupid at the end of the day. I'm in your live a couple times. So, like, and I be listening to what y'all be saying and stuff. If y'all really want to know who to vote for, y'all need to go online and search up what y'all need to know before y'all even trying to vote. Because at the end of the day, if he can't in office, America gonna be fucked up anyway.
Hey, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you for taking the time. Let's get some W's in the chat for that, guest, please, and thank you. Let's get some W's in the chat. EDM, hello. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes. I just had a question.
That's gross. So I get the first question, actually.
Okay.
How's your day going?
Fine.
I don't actually care. So why are you voting for Donald Trump, the convicted felon, civil fraudster felon?
Well, can I ask you a question? I just wanted to clarify
no. Can you tell me why you're voting for a sexual abuser?
Well, I don't see him that way. But the last time I had
what do you mean you don't see him that way?
Polite, so.
Okay, that's fine and dandy. Congrats.
So just being mean to
so
people?
Explain something. Again, this is a sexual abuser, and you just said you're voting for him. And
I don't believe he is that,
see it that way. But it's not up to you to see. Were you a judge in the case? Were you an attorney in the case? Were you a juror? You were none of the above? Okay, so then your opinion on what he is or isn't is redundant because the criminal justice system says he's a sexual abuser. Thus, he's a sexual abuser. Understood? Great. So why are you voting for a sexual abuser?
Well, I think he's going to preserve the freedom of speech so that even if people you might disagree with are able to voice their opinions so that they aren't simply silenced by the mainstream media who gives out this narrative every day.
Are you talking about Elon Musk? Like how Elon Musk silenced liberals, like on Twitter?
I don't think that Elon Musk that's happening on
silences
TikTok, Instagram,
liberals.
and Facebook with the Hunter Biden laptop.
Really?
If you want to
that makes so much sense.
We can
Let's
do that.
consider this. You are on here right now on a TikTok platform, and you just suggested that TikTok is silencing your free speech, while you are quite literally expressing
it doesn't
your
silence
free
everybody.
speech.
Shadow bans. Silence everybody. You're missing the point.
Right. No, trust me, I'm not. When it comes to algorithms and digits, trust me, I'm not. So again, let's understand this in better detail. You're saying that Donald Trump is going to fight for free speech, but Donald Trump is quite literally textbook definition fascist, anti-constitutionalist, right? So you think he's going to protect your First Amendment rights when he already violated your Second Amendment rights, right? For example, his bump stock ban, which was overturned in June of this year by his own Supreme Court, ruling he is the first modern day president to violate the Constitution, more ironically, the Second Amendment. But sure, we can't trust him with the Second Amendment. Let's trust him with those First Amendment rights. Come on, stop playing.
Okay, well, can I ask you a question or am I not allowed to do that?
I have no idea what you're doing right now, but...
Am I allowed to ask you a question or am I
washing
just
dishes or
balanced? Can I ask you a question?
Are you washing dishes?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so what's with the background noise?
Cup?
Yeah.
I think we all have normal lives here. Can I ask you a question now, or am I silenced once again? I guess you can't even ask.
Let me think about
answer
it.
the question.
Let me think about it.
Ask.
Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Mind blowing. Yeah, you have to think about it. That is the problem, buddy. That is the problem.
Well,
you're the host. You just dictate like a piece of shit, buddy.
You're crying. You're already getting emotional.
You're like just mind blowing. The irony. You can't
put
see
a quarter in the swear jar
right now,
Put
buddy.
a quarter in the swear jar. You're swearing. You're crying. You're using profanities. You don't need to be this emotional. This really isn't that dramatic.
Okay.
Yeah. Calm down. Okay, Pookie. So why are you voting for the criminal?
The Biden administration eliminate DNA testing at the border. If we're just so against sexual assault, if we want to talk about
concerned with the border?
I am. The DNA testing that's not being allowed by the Biden administration. Go ahead and answer that question for me.
Yeah, well, what state are you from?
Why is that relevant to them eliminating DNA testing at the border?
Because this is important. What state are you from?
Tennessee.
Okay. Wow, somebody from Tennessee talking about the border.
Well, am I not allowed to have opinions unless I'm on the border?
Nope. So again, respond to this
unless I'm black?
Let's talk about...
What a challenging statement to make, buddy.
What was that?
Oh, I'm not on the border. I can't have an opinion about the
folks,
border.
He's already shown his racism.
God
Listen
forbid,
closely.
buddy.
Are you ready? Do you want to keep crying or do you want to conversate?
I want to ask a question when you answer it.
Right. So, this conversation about the border would be redundant because if the border bill that was put forth in a bipartisan way with Mike Johnson, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden passed, without Donald Trump blocking it, we wouldn't have anything to speak on regarding the border. The border would be secured in its entirety. So let me ask you, do you support the wall?
Yeah, I support.
Great. Do you want to put 2,000 border agents on the wall?
The wall alone will fix the problem.
I agree. The wall alone won't fix the problem. Do you want to put 2,000 border agents on the wall to monitor it?
I would like to increase the security of the border. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what that
So that's a
entails
yes.
exactly, but yes, I would
You
like to do that.
It entails 2,000 border agents.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to put a cap on do you want to put a cap on immigration?
I want to not allow
it's a yes or no.
immigration.
It's a yes or no. I really don't need the fucking
it's really
coming of
not,
age.
though.
It really
I'm all
is.
for legal
All
immigration.
right, take a
against
step back.
illegal
Let's see.
immigration.
Is this a yes or no? Chat, do you want to put a cap?
yes or no.
Quiet.
We can talk about how
Maybe it's not a
DNA
yes or
eliminated
no
at
for
the
you
border,
because
which
maybe
means
you have
child
a
sex
processing
trafficking goes
issue.
away.
Quiet time. First off, don't talk about trafficking on here. There are certain guidelines you need to follow in the live stream.
I'm allowed to talk about it
Recognize
because
that.
you talked about
no,
sexual
actually,
assault, buddy.
quiet time. And no, I never used the word assault. Second point, I want to make clear here. When you're passive aggressively unmuting yourself, crying in between every phrase I say, then you are a child. Act like an adult if you're an adult. Okay? You're running out of the live stream now. Do you want to run away? Because I'll get the cowbell and we could cheer you out of here. You just agreed to Kamala Harris's border policy. You recognize that? You were midway through endorsing Kamala Harris's border policy, and then you are running away because you got caught. My voice is still coming out of your cell phone because you didn't leave the live stream. So you can either shut down your phone entirely, which I'll laugh at you when you do because that would be funny to watch, me forcing you to shut down your phone entirely, taking more time out of your day. There you go. He shut down his phone. Let's get a cow emoji in the chat, please. No. So what just happened there was that guest endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. We got halfway through the plan before he ran away. And then he recognized what he was doing and he decided to run away because he realized, oh snap, I'm already endorsing Kamala on the border. That's wild. That's wild. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am. And what I'm trying to do, I've asked you in your talks that I want you to block me so I cannot hear your voice anymore.
Cry more. So why are you voting for the felon?
Just block me. I don't want to hear you.
Why are you voting for the felon?
So now just block me.
That doesn't make any sense. You're saying you can't block me. Sorry, if you don't know how to block somebody, maybe you shouldn't be using TikTok. You don't know how to use a cell phone, but somebody put a cell phone in your hand. You are absolutely the kind of guy who gets a call from a Nigerian prince and gives him $20,000.
What?
Like you were the kind, not you. That guy was definitely the kind of guy who gets those scam phone calls and is like, yes, prince of whatever, here's the $20,000. If you don't know how to block somebody, you should not have a cell phone. Blake, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Why?
Sorry, I was talking about your voice, not the Trump thing. So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Mainly because of the border crisis.
The border crisis? There are less border crossings today than there were at this point in Donald Trump's presidency, so stop playing. Do you care about the border? Do you care about border security?
Yeah, I do. There's 70,000.
What is Donald Trump's border policy?
We need to shut down the border because.
No, what is Donald Trump's border policy? What you just said isn't a border policy. What is Donald Trump's border policy? Go ahead.
You can only come.
Do you want to answer?
Right now, we have people coming.
Do you want to answer what the border policy is?
See, this is just redundant. Like.
The border policy isn't redundant to a conversation about the border.
What's Kamala's border
If you don't,
policy?
okay, so you don't know what Donald Trump's border policy is.
What
So you don't know. So you don't know? Can you admit that you don't know what his border policy is before you move on to Kamala's?
Do you know Kamala's border
Can you
policy?
admit first? We're not going to pivot. So you won't tell me what Donald Trump's border policy is because you don't know it. You understand that? But you brought up border security. How hypocritical is that? So I'm going to tell you what Donald Trump's border policy is. You tell me what you do and don't support, and try to do so honestly. Do you want to build the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to put 2,000 border agents on the wall to monitor it?
Well, at the end, you're just going to say this is Kamala's?
Nope. And if you're here thinking, is this Kamala's? Should I say no to this? Then that speaks volumes to how much of a sheep you are. So do you want to put 2,000 border agents to monitor the wall?
How many people died to fentanyl under Biden?
It was a yes or no. 2,000 border agents, yes or no.
Oh my God.
You can keep trying to pivot your way out of this. I'm not moving. I'm not budging. So answer the question. We have a couple more. Do you want the 2,000 border agents?
Sure. Give me the 2,000 border agents.
Great. Do you want to block asylum seekers who are coming in illegally?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give border states money to secure the border how they see fit? It's called states' rights.
Yep.
And do you want to put a cap on immigration?
No. If they come here legally, then...
Gotcha. So let me get this right. So you want to take all the illegal immigrants. Let's say 20 million illegal immigrants come over in a day. You're going to say, hey guys, turn around and go through the legal way. It's fine if you 20 million immigrants flood our border, just do so legally.
Yeah.
That's what, oh, wow. Damn. So you support the wall, you support the 2,000 border agents, you support the block on illegal asylum seekers, you support states funding. That is Kamala's plan you just endorsed. The only policy that you disagree of hers is that you don't want to limit immigration. Okay, so that's weird. So you're actually not conservative. You're not even democratic. You are, I mean, you're tiptoeing blatant socialism. Like, what's going on here? Like, you just said you want a wide, hold on, think of what you just said. You just said you want a wide open border. Think about it. You just said you endorse, hold on, take a step back and consider this. You just said you want a widespread open border. You understand that? Do you understand what you just did? You just said you want an open border. No, I want you to respond to what you just did. You just said you want an open border. You're not even letting me
respond, though. Every time I speak,
why would you not want a limit on immigration? Break that down.
It's talking over me,
Hurry up and answer. I'm not talking over you. I'm trying to get you to respond to my answer without pivoting.
You're literally actively talking over me.
Keep crying. Answer the question. Keep crying. Answer the question.
How is saying that I don't care if people come here legally socialist?
Okay, so you're saying you want a wide open border, correct?
That is not what I said.
You just did. You said you don't want to limit immigration. I even explained to you how we would limit immigration.
You said immigration.
Right, but now consider this. If you wipe out illegal immigration entirely, and instead of having 20 million illegal immigrants, now those 20 million immigrants come in legally, you still have a flood of immigrants. Okay. So my point is, you're saying that, hey, we're just going to have all of these immigrants come in legally, but let's just do it through an open border. Like, why do you want an open border?
Right.
Why do you want an open border?
Can you give me
I would like you to explain why you want an open border.
Can you give me 10 seconds?
Why do you want an open border? No, you're going to answer to what you just did. You just said you want an open border. Chat, I'm not letting him run from this. To the MAGA Republicans in the chat saying let him pivot, we're not pivoting. Blake, why do you want an open border?
Talking over me.
No, I'm getting an answer out of you. You're going to respond. I'm not letting you pivot. Respond. I'm letting you talk. Go ahead.
So if there's 20 million people coming in illegally, you know why they're trying to come in illegally?
I don't care why they're coming in illegally. I want them out. You don't. You're saying let them in. I'm saying get them out. Did you notice how I'm a Democrat saying get out the illegal immigrants and you're here saying, let them in?
Have you noticed that you said like 100 more words than I have?
Have you noticed that you're trying to pivot from my question? Again, answer the question because I'm not letting you pivot from it. So again, let's understand something. You just endorsed Kamala Harris. This is you crying every single time I hold you accountable. I hold you accountable and you say this isn't a debate. I say you need to answer the question.
You're holding me accountable.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Blake, listen closely. You endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy and then said you think she's too tough, that you want an open border. That is effectively what you said. I'm holding you accountable to that. And this isn't me interrupting you, because every time you try to pivot, I stop you by talking over you and then telling you to go back to what you just did. And you're trying to run away from that. This isn't a debate at this point. This is me holding you accountable for what you said. Once you do that, we can move on. Right? Once you do that, we can move on. This is roaches for raid, right? Like you keep saying, Johnny, you're not having a conversation. Johnny, you're not letting me talk. No, I am not. You may speak so long as it's in reference to what you just did. If you're trying to pivot, I will bring you right back to it. We will come right back. Unmute. Let's go. Blake, stop crying. You muted yourself. Unmute. Let's go.
Hello?
Great. So, why did you just endorse Kamala on the border policy?
I didn't.
You did. You just did. On video. Did I forget to mention that this is filmed? Adrian, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it, Adrian. So why did you just endorse Kamala Harris on the border policy? And Brian, thank you so much for the $20. Y'all are too nice. Thank you for your love. So tell me again, why did you just endorse Kamala Harris on her border policy? You said that you didn't like her border policy. You said you supported Donald Trump, but then you endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. Seems hypocritical, doesn't it?
I mean, I guess so.
Great, as long as you recognize that.
But that's not my point, though.
Should be.
My point a long time ago was that there's 70,000 Americans every year dying from fentanyl overdose.
Redundant.
In the Biden-Harris.
Redundant. Not true, and also redundant. I appreciate you Googled an outdated stat.
True.
I'm not done. I appreciate you Google an outdated stat, but that problem will be solved in its entirety once we close the border, something Kamala and Joe tried to do with Mike Johnson, and yet we recognize Donald Trump blocked that bill. Second point, quiet time for you, Blake. You need to go now. Goodbye. You already admitted you're a hypocrite, and that's fantastic. 2, you can't say that F word you just said. Not allowed to say that. But you already endorsed Kamala on the border, so kind of got what I needed out of you. At this point, you're just a used up napkin, like this. Daniel, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep, that's the plan.
That's disgusting.
That's what you think.
No, that's what America thinks.
Well, according to the Wall Street Journal,
according to the Wall Street, eat my ass, I don't care. So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
He has higher favorability ratings.
Can you take a step back here?
Kamala.
Yeah, okay, and according to 154 presidential specialists and presidential historians, Donald Trump was rated the worst president in our nation's history. Okay? Abraham Lincoln was number 1. Donald Trump was the worst.
Historically do lean liberal. You know that. And so do I. So
this is so nice. So hold on, let me get this right. You're saying that the academics must be partisan. Okay, they were actually Republicans. Great. Now let's move on to the point of the conversation here instead of harping on your feelings. Why are you voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
Because at the end of the day, Americans were more prosperous under his presidency.
For who? You just said Americans? Who do you speak for? You don't speak for me. Chat, does he speak for you? Daniel, shut up for a moment and look at the chat. Chat, does he speak for you? Does Daniel speak for you?
Are you not able to use 2 sentences at the same time?
No, I just don't like hearing your voice too much.
Can you not chew gum and walk at the same time, Johnny?
Quiet time. Okay, looks like you don't speak for all of us. So you speak for yourself. Use I statements, not America as a whole. Great, continue.
Again, the number of homeless people are reaching all-time highs.
No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Absolutely they are. I have a source.
No. So let's recognize something here. You mentioned that Americans were prospering under Donald Trump, and I asked you, who is that? Who are those Americans? Can you explain to us who they are?
Wages as compared to inflation were a lot higher. Who are the Americans?
I appreciate what you're doing here. I appreciate that you Googled one phrase, and notice how you're saying a response to my question that is completely out of line and unrelated to my question. That's because you only Googled certain things and you were hoping I would talk about them. What I'm asking you to do is tell me what Americans were prospering under Donald Trump, and you're not responding to that because you didn't chat GPT it before you came on here. Can you respond to that, or do you want to go chat GPT first?
That's all right. The majority of Americans were more prosperous under Donald Trump.
So middle-class Americans weren't prospering under Donald Trump. Farmers weren't. Small business owners weren't. Women weren't. Black Americans weren't. LGBTQ plus Americans, they weren't. Especially the T Americans and the LGBTQ plus Americans, they weren't. So please don't play this with me. Okay? Let's talk about a policy that Donald Trump implemented, though, that maybe benefited the middle class. Let's start with the economy. Break it down for me.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Go ahead. What was the tax deduction that Donald Trump gave to corporations via that act?
I don't have that in front of me.
Really? So you just brought up the act as though that benefited the middle class, but you can't tell me what the tax deduction was. Why would you bring it up?
It reduced the tax liability for the middle and lower class.
Let me get this right. You just said that this provided a tax cut, and you brought up the tax deduction, but you didn't know the percentage. Why would you bring it up then?
Because when it comes
think
to
about it one more time. Think real hard. One more time. Why, when I ask you,
under the
think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
You know,
I asked you. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it, Daniel. I just asked you. Think about Daniel. Daniel, quiet time. Okay, quiet time. Think about it. I just asked you to tell me a policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class, and you said the Jobs and Tax Act of 2017. Yet, when I asked you to tell me what the corporate tax deduction was, you didn't know. So then, why would you bring it up? You don't know what the percentage is. Why would you bring it up? So I'll tell you, Donald Trump gave 14%. Donald Trump gave 14% to corporations, 1 to 2% to the middle class, 2% if you were a good boy or a good girl that year. Okay? That, first off, is a massive discrepancy. 14% to corporations who are already making record high profits, 1 to 2% to the middle class, who he said he was going to fight for. Okay. Also, the middle class tax cut was temporary, while the corporate tax cut was permanent. That part. That right there, there was no justification for that. No justification. However, it's because this was a corporate-focused policy, as Donald Trump's economy was corporate-focused, not for the middle class. Okay. You can't pay attention because you have a 7-second attention span. Cry more. Think about it, guys. He's coming up here, acting like he's a mature voter, yet he's sitting here pretending as though he's snoring. Because he doesn't actually care about the middle class. This guest, who I'm explaining to him how the policy benefited corporations and not the middle class, is crying. So Daniel, unmute. Let's go, hurry up. Where am I supposed to go from here? You're not engaging in the policy. You're not listening to the facts. You're pretending as though you're snoring. So you don't care about Americans. Just say it, right?
Again,
just say it. No, Daniel, say what you say. Daniel,
why is he winning electability?
Daniel, quiet time again. Say it again, Daniel. I want you to do something for me. You asked, I explained the policy, and you sat there crying. I explained the policy, and you pretend you're snoring. Again, Daniel, don't use Americans as a stat. We are more than a stat, and the middle class is more than a stat. And this is why Donald Trump is behind in the polls. This is why he's behind in fundraising. This is why his approval rating is at all-time lows. So stop playing. If you're going to use us as a stat, and the moment somebody like me tries to explain a policy to you, you pretend you're snoring, then there's nowhere to engage with you on. I get it, Daniel. You ChatGPT'd 2 points. And then I asked you about an economic policy and you couldn't explain it because you don't know anything but the 2 points you wrote on your hand before you came up here. Daniel, I don't know what to tell you. But this is pathetic beyond belief. So here's what we're going to do, everybody, because I don't think this is an adult anymore. I think this is a fetus. On the count of 3, fetus, deletus. 3, 2, 1. Fetus, deletus. Poof. Let's recognize something. I asked him, tell me an economic policy that benefited the middle class that Donald Trump passed. And he said, well, the Jobs and Tax Act of 2017. And I said, okay, what was the tax deduction? He said, I don't know. And I said, okay, so then why would you bring it up? So I explained it to him, and then he pretends like he's sleeping. He's making snoring sounds. Right, because he doesn't care about the policy. He doesn't care about what benefits middle-class Americans. He just wants to use us as a stat. And notice how his only argument was, well, Donald Trump's approval rating is at an all-time low. But if you want to say it's at an all-time high, still redundant. Doesn't make him qualified to be president, right? When he has concepts of a plan instead of actual plans. Sandy, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Oh, fetus deletus. Poof. Let's get up our next guest. Who comes on here on their business account? There are people literally trying to join, and they're on a business account. Hey, MAGA, be smarter. If you're going to run like a small... As somebody who has operated a small business, let me help you here. Don't use your business account to talk politics. Just a thought. Maybe get a personal account. Just a thought. Let's get up our next guest. Like, I can't imagine the people who are like, yeah, here's my personal account. Oh, you know what? Let me talk on my business account. Like, how dumb must you be? Ashlyn, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir, I am.
That's disgusting. Congratulations. So why are you voting for a felon?
I'm not voting for a felon. I'm voting for a man.
You're voting for Donald Trump? Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Are you voting for Kamala?
No. Okay, so
you just said you're voting for
please.
Donald Trump, right?
Let me explain, please.
Wait, you just said you're voting for Donald Trump, right?
Let me explain, please.
You just said you're voting for Donald Trump, right?
Yes, I am, but let me explain.
That's a felon.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So why are you voting for the felon?
Because he's promised better things than Kamala Harris. I don't know a lot, and I would like you to educate me. Sorry, Kamala, is that how you pronounce her name?
Her name is Kamala.
Okay, perfect. I just would like to be educated. What policies has she done during her vice presidency?
Sure.
Like policy-wise and stuff she's like worked towards that are better than what Donald Trump is promising right now.
Sure. I want to recognize something from the get-go of this conversation, and that being that MAGA Republicans like to conflate Kamala Harris as vice president with Donald Trump as president. Donald Trump as president had executive authority. Kamala Harris has no such authority. Her job as vice president consists of presiding over the Senate if a tie-breaking vote is needed, or taking over for the president should he croak, and that is it. That is it. That is all she can do. She could be assigned a committee by the president if they choose to do so, the same way Mike Pence was given Operation Warp Speed under Donald Trump. Okay, now I want to recognize that Donald Trump has a lack of accomplishments and that you're focusing on what did Kamala do as vice president, when in reality you should be asking yourself, why didn't Donald Trump pass his replacement for the ACA like he said he was going to? He had the authority to do so. Why didn't Donald Trump deliver an infrastructure package, which, mind you, he said he was going to give us infrastructure week. It never came. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris gave us infrastructure year with their bipartisan infrastructure bill. Why aren't you asking yourself, hey, Donald Trump said that he was going to, pass a policy that would build the wall, secure the border. He did no such thing. The wall's not built. Mexico didn't pay for it. But instead, you should be asking him that, but rather you're asking yourself, well, why didn't Kamala Harris pass that bipartisan border bill when we also know that's because Donald Trump blocked it? But now let's talk about Kamala, because you'd rather point the finger at her. So Kamala Harris gave us the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Act, the bipartisan infrastructure package, created tens of thousands of good-paying jobs. On average, not including pandemic jobs created or lost, was creating well over double the amount of jobs that Donald Trump was creating every month. Added only half the amount of debt that Donald Trump added. Obviously we want zero in debt, but I'll take the $4 trillion they added instead of the $8 trillion he added, especially when you know where that debt came from. For example, Donald Trump's debt came from a 14% corporate tax deduction he gave to rich people. I didn't get that. You didn't get that. Nobody, not a single person. I know this as a fact. Not a single person in this live stream right now benefited from that tax deduction, but everybody in this live stream is paying for that debt he added. Then again, you look at Kamala, who gave us the Respect for Marriage Act. Donald Trump won't touch marriage equality with a 10-foot pole unless he's trying to strip it away. The same way he stripped away Roe v. Wade, the law of the land, for 50 years. And the same way he doesn't have a single policy to benefit a mother financially after she gives birth. Because he's not pro-life, even though he claims to be, he is pro-forced birth. But Kamala Harris has a pro-life policy of a $6,000 permanent child tax credit, just like her $50,000 tax credit for small business entrepreneurs and the $10,000 additional tax incentive alongside the $25,000 down payment for first-time homebuyers. Donald Trump has no such policy that benefits young Americans, women, or middle-class Americans. His policies are strictly corporate-focused, like the 60% tariff he wants to put on China, and the additional 10% tariff is going to steamroll small businesses and middle-class Americans, raising their costs by $3 trillion and their household income costs by $2,500 to $3,900 every year. So you ask for education on Kamala's stance, you ask to know a little bit more about what Donald Trump didn't do, and I explained. Now, what I want to again preface this with is you're pointing the finger at Kamala and saying, or criticizing Kamala at least, far more than you're criticizing Donald Trump. You're saying, and folks who are saying I'm reading, no, this is called intelligence. I know that you MAGA Republicans aren't familiar with it. Not you, Ashlyn, in the chat. This is what intelligence looks like. I don't need to read from something, okay? I know you guys haven't seen it before, but this is that. So let's recognize as well. You're saying, well, why hasn't Kamala done this or done that? Or why hasn't she done more as VP? Donald Trump was president and he did nothing. Okay? He literally didn't replace the ACA like he said he was going to. He didn't give us an infrastructure package like he said he was going to. Kamala did. He didn't give us a border bill like he said he was going to. Kamala did. So why aren't you pointing the finger at him?
I was and still am. I am a young voter, so I just was able to vote this coming election. And I have just been looking for different viewpoints, and I do live in a southern state, so my exposure is very biased. And so I like to come on these lives and learn more and kind of just learn and see what other people's opinions are. And thank you for educating me. This has been a very educating experience, and thank you for this.
Look, I don't feel for you. And I mean this sincerely, because I'm somebody who grew up in a rural conservative area. And I understand when you're surrounded by folks who have that perspective, it impacts you. The same way I am far more moderate and more conservative than many Democrats. And I understand I'm in the shirt and stuff. And that's because I love Kamala. I think she's a phenomenal candidate. I wasn't doing this for Joe Biden. I didn't like Joe Biden. But I want to recognize here that I don't feel for you. I don't. Because you're an adult. At this point in time, you're able to unprogram and recognize right from wrong. You sound intelligent. So I know for a fact I shouldn't be feeling for you on this. You need to be more confident in who you're voting for. You got to be educated by now. We're only a couple weeks out from the election. Make a choice that's going to benefit you. And I'm assuring you, as another person who comes from a similar background as you, Donald Trump's not for us. Okay? Unless you're rich. Are you rich?
No, sir.
Okay, me either. So he's not for us. But thank you. Sorry, folks, my asthma's acting up. If you want to support me, folks, my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App are in my bio. I use those funds as I travel the state and meet voters in person, which, again, is why this live stream is so early today and why yesterday's was so late. I've been meeting folks in person, not just online. Justin, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
As of this moment, I would say yeah.
Well,
let me say this in the fact, same bullshit, just like you heard before. I grew up in a Republican bullshit, the idea that I have to be conservative. You as a small business person, I've been following you and watching you now for a while, right? And I get in these aspects. Dude, he's a shitty person. He's a shitty person in general. Like, as a human being, just a fucking absolute, he's terrible. I'm not going to be like one of your QAnon, MAGA, insane people. The fact that he a felon, whatever. None of that really is on my viewpoint. Now, as being a small business owner and going in the direction of where I am headed, right, the little loopholes for that rich class society actually benefit. Here are my concerns, and here are the things that, like, I am teetering on the edge, and there are, I'm borderline at this point blue, but, like, if I was to vote right now, odds are it would be. So I do have a couple questions. Maybe you can fill me in on something, right?
I want to kick this off with something a little unrelated, but on the topic. Listen, like you said, you grew up in a rural conservative area, as did I. Okay, my mom and my pa taught me real young that you vote for somebody not just based off of policy, but also character. And the character might be arguably more important because that means you can or cannot trust somebody. So, for example, I voted for Democrats, I voted for Republicans, I will continue to do so. Because at times I found Democrats who I may agree with on many policies, but I think they're butts, nicely put, and so I won't vote for them. There are Republicans where I may not agree with them on many policies, but they were respectful, they were kind, they were good people. Typically, they were mothers. I've come to learn that Republican men suck, but Republican women can actually be very reasonable, and so I voted for them. Okay, I've done both sides of the aisle here. So for you to say something like, well, you know that Donald Trump is a horrible human being, an awful person, he's terrible, blah, 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 but you're still going to vote for the sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon, then that speaks volumes as to where your character is. Okay, because on Kamala's side, you have somebody who, and let's not act like you can't, you have somebody you can trust in Kamala Harris. You have somebody who has always acted on the policy she said she would put forth. There's not a policy she didn't put forth, try to pass, or successfully pass. While Donald Trump, you have a guy who said he was going to replace the ACA, he didn't. Said he was going to do the infrastructure package, he didn't. He said he wasn't going to touch the Second Amendment, and I'm a Second Amendment Democrat. I don't like when my Second Amendment's touched. And then he violated it. Directly in violation of the Constitution, according to the Supreme Court. So this speaks volumes as to where your character lies. If you're throwing character out of the conversation altogether. But let's talk about policy here if you want to continue.
See, that's the other side. I'm not going to stand here and say that I can mimic every policy or even be well versed on it. And that's like genuinely why I watch it and listen to guys like you, is because this isn't my line of work. Like if I'm coming in and you're asking me, you come to me to build a house, I can tell you exactly what to do. I'm coming to you in the aspect that like I need to know some policy. And there's a couple things and my concerns here, right? So as a business standpoint, do I think that like he could run and operate the United States as a business far better? I would genuinely think that would be the case, right?
But we already did this. So we know it's not to be the case. He was already president. So saying a hypothetical, for example, like, oh, I think that Donald Trump can run us as a business, we know that not to be true. He didn't do it well the first time. This is why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. For example, his trade war with China that led to a $230 billion tax hike on the middle class. Businessmen tend to take risks. That is not what you should be doing with a country that relies on a global economy. Because, for example, a country is not a business. We have the largest military in the world, one of the greatest economies in the world. They shouldn't be trying to run us like a Starbucks, right? They should run us like a country. So it just doesn't work out to be true.
I completely agree with that. And the aspects that are like killing me and I have questions that need answered. You know what I mean? I do genuinely have questions, and these are not going to be things to like bash the ideals, because there are two subjects in particular that absolutely these two subjects are the full reason why like I'm at a coin toss on voting.
Okay,
I have daughters. I don't think we need to really touch much more on that. I have daughters.
You should be putting your daughters first.
Yeah, and that's my point. And this is like the situation that I'm standing on is like, God forbid either one of my daughters ran into a situation like that. Like, I don't quite know.
Do you have a wife?
He would stand up and say he fucked up on the situation and the overtone of Roe v. Wade was like dead wrong.
Do you have a wife?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Your
and
wife,
she's the one that's actually leading me more towards this way because we civilly talk politics in our household. And she was like, you have to look at, you have to look at your daughter.
Consider the fact that your wife had more rights growing up than your daughters do right now.
It's disgusting.
Right.
And
listen.
Here's my problem coming into like the educational, whatever it is. And this is where I would like you, if you can give me any bit of information on what to expect or like how hard it is for us to get into therapist behaviors I have a little autistic guy, phenomenal little guy. He's the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah.
This is what I need to know if you can help me out with that.
Yeah. Well, first question, what state are you from?
Same as you. I'm on the other side.
Are you in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So then there are resources there, not just federal, but statewide, because your governor is Governor Shapiro, and this is something I know that he is focused on. So what I think would be more productive here.
With all that.
Yeah. So what I think would be more productive here, Pennsylvania to Pennsylvania, message me and let's have a conversation about this in a more productive manner than I think in front of 2,500 people, because I want to make sure that you have the resources for your son. And then I do hope that separately, because the resources it's not about politics anymore, right? Your son should have the resources he needs to thrive. Right. Separately, I do hope you vote for Kamala for your daughter's rights, but let's talk separately away from all this about those resources one-on-one in like a chat. I think that would be more productive to ensure you have what you need, because that's not politics anymore. That's government, that's the public service part.
Okay. Yeah. Are you serious about that?
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding, man.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Johnny, I'll continue watching. I'll let you get on to the next person. But I will say this. If anybody's like me in this fucking chat, keep the idea of like what genuinely a working class America looks like. If somebody like me has the opportunity to genuinely question who the better person is, don't vote just because you were told to vote.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate
I'll keep an eye out for the message. Yeah, folks, very serious about that. If you are looking for resources on something, folks, specifically if you're from my neck of the woods, like if you're from Pennsylvania, message me. Brody, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
One sec, it's breaking up a little bit. Fetus deletus, and poof, he's gone. Let's get up our next guest. Fetus deletus is a beautiful spell. Beautiful spell. Banned in some states, but hello, guest, are you voting for Donald Trump? All right, fetus deletus, poof. Let's get up our next guest. Where's all my Pennsylvanians at? Do we got any Pennsylvanians here? I see Abigail. Hi, folks. Where's all? Oh, we got a Philly. Hi, Mia. I was just in Philly. I saw that you folks have a portal now. That's pretty cool. No offense to all the other states in the nation, but Pennsylvania is definitely the best.
Best? Oh, man.
Stand by that. I stand by that. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm voting for my first duty.
Okay, I can't hear you. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button. Help us get to 200,000 likes. Share the live stream as well. It'd be a big help. Okay, this guest isn't coming up. Let's try to get her next. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? 3, 2, 1. Okay, goodbye. My arm is getting tired. Folks, just answer the question. You keep making me reach back and forth to hit the button. My arm is tired. I've been knocking too many doors and meeting too many voters. Like, I want to keep touching the screen. Brian, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Of course I am.
You say "of course" as though it's exciting. Like, what is that, dude? That's like me saying, "Hi, Brian, are you voting for the grapist?" And you being like, "Yeah, grape." Like, tone it back. So why are you voting for a felon?
Why am I? He was never convicted of a felon.
What do you mean he wasn't convicted?
He was never convicted.
What do you mean he wasn't convicted? No, don't pivot. Don't pivot, baby.
That's the thing. That's the thing is you demon rats try to criminalize people that are innocent. I mean, who do you think you are?
Excuse me. Donald Trump paid Republican lawyers to appoint a Republican jury, and the Republican jury that was appointed by his Republican lawyers found him guilty. So that's not Democrats whatsoever.
You're a liar.
Get me a source.
You're the biggest liar ever.
Get a source.
Where's your source?
Get a source.
Can you tell me where your source is?
Yeah, mine's called the justice system. So you get me a source that says he isn't.
The public justice system is completely corrupt.
Brian, I mean this sincerely. I don't know if it's a processing issue, if there is something going on upstairs, whatever the case be. If you're here to cry, if you're here to cry,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Fine, but then I'm not a therapist. Don't treat me like one.
You can't tell me the truth.
I'm telling you, Brian, to get me a source that says he's not a convicted felon. Go do that. You just made a claim.
Where's the source that he's a convicted felon?
There are numerous sources.
Can you tell me where their source is?
Brian, get the source.
It's made up lies.
Brian, you're wasting my time. Why are you wasting my time? Can you get the source?
I'm not wasting your time.
You're wasting my time.
I'm telling you the truth.
Brian, simply Google it. Go get the source. Okay? You have 10 seconds. Get a source or you're getting kicked. I'm done playing. Hurry up.
I told you exactly what it was. He was never a convicted felon.
That's not a source.
Really?
Get a source.
Are you stupid?
Do you not know how to Google?
I know how to Google.
Okay, so Google his 34 felony convictions.
Was he a convicted felon? He wasn't.
Brian!
You fucking liar.
Brian! Google
You're a fucking
the
liar.
34 felony convictions. Brian, you're crying. You need to stop. You're lashing out. You're crashing. There were 34 felony convictions. Even MAGA Republicans understand. And that's not going to work. Get me a source that says he isn't a convicted felon. Go do that. Unmute. Get a source. Go. Okay, do you have a source? Brian, unmute. It's the button that looks like a microphone. It's not that tough. You can click it. You got this. Come on, Pookie. Come on. Do we need some encouragement for you? Come on, Brian. Unmute. Brian, do you know how to unmute? Wow, Brian really is emotional, ain't he? He's too scared to even unmute. Brian, why are you so scared to unmute? Because you can't find the source? Yeah, Brian? Brian's big league mad. Brian's bigly mad. Hold on. Brian's bigly mad. Come on, Brian. Let's go, Brian. Come on, Brian. You can do it. You look at China. You look at Russia. Every time I ask him for a source, they always give me a source, but not you, Brian. All right, Brian, we're going to let you go, but you bot. So get up the next guest here. Smidgens. Hi, Kim.
Hey, so you
want a smidgen?
Trump's a racist, correct?
You want a smidgen? Do you want?
You say Trump's a racist, correct?
No. Do you want one or not?
No.
Okay.
So I got a question for you.
You don't like smidgens? They're pretty good.
Trump's a racist.
It's raspberry dark chocolate. Did you say something? Sorry, what?
Yeah, so did you say that Trump's a racist, correct?
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
When?
Earlier in the live.
I did? To who?
Yeah, you said he's a felon, a racist, whatever.
No, I didn't. Anyway, so why are you voting for the felon racist?
Exactly. So why is he a racist? Can you give me one scenario where he was racist?
Yeah, sure. Look at the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, our only black president. Why did Donald Trump ask him for his birth certificate when he didn't ask George Bush, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, or any white presidential candidate or former president for their birth certificate? That right there was him peddling racism. You could also look at the Central Park Five. Why did Donald Trump say that the Central Park Five should be unalived for something they were exonerated on? And why did he go as far as taking full pages out in newspapers advocating for their unalive? When again, they were innocent and exonerated.
No.
Okay, great. So back on topic. Why are you voting for a felon?
Because I'd rather vote for a felon than be ran by one that wants to let all these felons out.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it?
Because you MAGA Republicans say she's too tough on crime, and you're saying that she's too weak on crime. Make it make sense. Pick your battle.
Yeah.
McKaylee, thank you so much for the $10. That's so nice. Thank you for the love, McKaylee. So let me get this again right. You MAGA Republicans say she over-prosecutes and puts too many people behind bars. You're saying, completely out of line with what MAGA Republicans have been saying, that she's too tough on crime and over-prosecutes. You're saying she's letting people out, that she's letting felons run free. Pick your battle. You can't have it both ways. Is she locking people up too much, or is she letting people go?
I never said she was locking up too much.
Right. Your party did. Donald Trump said she was locking up too much. But you're saying she's letting everybody go. So which is it? Is she letting everybody go? Or is Donald Trump right and she's locking everybody up?
I'm just debating between who I want to vote for.
Right, but who you want to vote for says that Kamala Harris is over-prosecuting. You're saying she's under-prosecuting, that she's letting everybody go. Donald Trump just said last week that she is over-prosecuting and locking everybody up. So is he right? Or are you right? Is she over-prosecuting or under-prosecuting? You can't have it both ways. Pick your battle.
No, that's a good argument.
I know. So again, why are you voting for a convicted felon? If you're concerned about felons, why would you put one into the presidency? Just a question that I think deserves a good answer.
That's a good question. But...
Wow, you are not helping yourself.
No, I got a question for you.
You're really not helping yourself. Do you want to answer my question before you ask me one?
No, I'm being a Kamala Harris right now. So I'm going to avoid all the questions you ask me.
Donald Trump avoids the questions, which is why if I ask you what is his infrastructure plan, you can't answer. If I ask you what's his border plan, you can't answer. If I ask you what's his healthcare plan to replace the ACA, you can't answer because he won't tell you. So when you talk about who's ignoring questions, look no further than the candidate you're voting for, Donald Trump.
Well, that's the same.
So again, why do you want to put a felon into the presidency when you just said you don't want felons running free?
You go back to the whole debate that was live. and you ask Kamala Harris, what is she going to do for the country? And she starts
and she gives a coherent answer while Donald Trump rambles about how he slept with Laura Loomer or whatever. I don't really care who he slept with, right? We don't got to talk about that, right? So again, I'm trying to understand in a more comprehensive way as to why you're voting for the felon, and you're just not breaking it down. You said you don't want felons running free, but you're going to put a felon into the presidency. Make it make sense.
Well, he's done a lot of stuff for us. Oh, you want more?
What did he do for you? Yeah, Trump University. You're right. That was great. He started Trump University. Oh, and then that ripped off students and steamrolled them with the unaccredited university. Yep. Oh, he did start Trump Casino, but that's out of business because, he ripped off consumers. What else we got? Oh, he violated flag code. He did do that for us. That was fun. When he violated Chapter 4, Title 1 of flag code by signing the U.S. flag. Or when he, exploited the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery for a photo op. Yeah, he did that for us.
Yeah, he also kept illegals out of the country.
No, actually, he made them his wife.
For the most part.
Well, Donald Trump sees an illegal and he marries them. Daryl, thank you so much for the $20. That is so nice. Thank you so much.
And that just happens sometimes.
Okay. So why are you voting for the felon? Can you actually break it down in a coherent manner?
Because I love the guy.
Is it the haircut?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So we throw on the haircut. You want to vote for Kamala now?
No. Do you want to vote for Kamala? You said you don't like convicted felons, but you're going to put one into the presidency. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay, so break it down for me again. If I ask you what is Donald Trump's border plan, could you tell me?
Well, I just want to say Donald Trump's white, so white is right.
Okay. Your average MAGA Republican, everybody. Folks, the fact I got to deal with this is insane. On the count of 3, hocus pocus. 1, 2, 3, hocus pocus. Poof, and he's gone. Your average MAGA Republican, everybody. There it is. Folks, if you feel bad for me and you want to pay for whatever therapy I'm going to need after this, my Venmo and PayPal are in my bio.
Oh,
Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm not voting for Donald Trump. Actually, I'm still debating if I go for Kamala. That's what people think.
Well, if you have any questions about Kamala, let me know. My messages are open. Let's get up our next guest. New guest, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am voting for Donald Trump.
That's disgusting.
So,
anyway, how old are you?
23.
When were you born?
I was born in 2001.
Gotcha. And you're voting for a felon because? Mommy and Daddy must be so proud. Why are you voting for a criminal?
And absolutely, that's my biggest thing. The reason I want to get on here is because the people on here, they were terrible, fucking terrible.
That's your party. That's not the people here. The people who are joining were you. That's you.
Well, and here's the problem, right?
There's a lot of miseducation. No.
This is your problem. You overtalk people.
Actually, your problem is you don't know how to read the room. You joined my live stream. You requested to join. I invite you. You asked, and I let you in. So wipe your feet off on the doormat, and when I'm speaking, you're silent. It's that easy. If you want to run away, you can. But other than that, I'm not forcing you to stay here, so I don't need to listen to your nonsense. When you come in and David, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it for the mental wellness fund. Thank you, David. When you come in and you say something stupid like you just did, right? Where you bash your own party, like chat, MAGA Republicans in the chat. You understand he just called you all uninformed. He just called you all idiots. MAGA Republicans in the chat, you understand he's making fun of you right now. Okay, when you do that to them, you're spitting in the face of your own party. And then you're not recognizing that you're among those idiots, right? You are the guy who spits in the face of those you surround yourself with. You are voting for a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster. And you're saying that the people coming up to defend him aren't doing a good enough a job to your liking. You understand that there's no good way to defend a criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster felon. So when you say that they're doing an awful job at debating, yeah, they don't have a lot to work with. So you should actually give them, first off, a little bit of credit for having the courage to come up and do it. And 2, maybe recognize that you're among idiots. Like, you're surrounding yourself among your own. Okay? All right. You have a good one now. Bye, buddy. He comes up and he's like, the people you're talking to are stupid. Okay, sir, that's your party. Like you're voting for them. Lester, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
That's gross.
Why is that gross?
Justice, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Oh, and Nadine, thank you for the $10. Y'all are too nice. Knock it off. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Justice. Justice, by the way, your name is gorgeous. That's stunning. All right, anyway, so why are you voting for the criminal? Do you like support sexual abuse? Do you support civil fraud? Do you have like a kink for that kind of stuff?
No,
what is it?
I support our heroes, our veterans.
Oh, but just not John McCain. Okay, let's do two things. First off, I don't know if you're playing with silverware or something, but put it down. The background noise, we don't need it. Sounds like you're getting a colonoscopy. Are you done?
I don't need you either.
Great. Second point, let's recognize here. Oh, and you ran away. Okay. Let's recognize that you just said Donald Trump is fighting for our heroes. Donald Trump dodged the draft, exploited the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery for his own personal gain, to the point where Arlington National Cemetery soldiers had to file a police report against him. Donald Trump saluted a North Korean soldier, called veterans back home suckers and losers, and also spit on the legacy of John McCain, a war veteran, okay? All right, so let's not talk about, Donald Trump is benefiting our soldiers. Okay, let's be so real about this. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Yes, I am.
That's gross.
All right, let me tell you something, though. You're voting for a woman that hasn't done anything.
Actually, I am voting for the woman who passed the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, the Infrastructure Package, American Rescue Plan, gave us the Respect for Marriage Act. The woman, right, who not only served in a middle-class economy that focuses on middle-class Americans like me and you and everybody in this channel, but isn't a civil fraudster, felon, sexual abuser who incited an insurrection, became the first president to be twice impeached, the one who owes $488 million to the state of New York, Donald Trump, who exploited the graves of soldiers, who said he was going to replace the ACA and didn't, who said he was going to give us an infrastructure package and didn't, who said he was going to give us a border bill and didn't. Like, let's be so real. If you're going by who didn't do anything, look no further than Donald Trump. Okay? Great. So why are you voting for that? And he ran away. Found out you're out of your league, huh? Yeah. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you like watching all the MAGA Republicans frantically run away, hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family. Or feel free to support me. My Venmo and PayPal are in my bio. I use those funds as I travel around and meet voters in person, which again is why this live stream is so early today. I do apologize. I know that we typically do it later. I'm going to try to get on again later as well. Let's try to get up our next guest. Jonathan. Oh, please don't make the Johns look bad. Don't make the Johns look bad. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely, unequivocally not.
I need to change my name. Thank you for coming up, Jonathan. I do want to get up a Trump supporter, though, so I do appreciate you coming up. Thank you, man. Let's get up our next guest. I really thought I was about to become a Michael or something. Like, I was really, guys, y'all really don't know. I was about to change my name to Jack. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
23.
When were you born?
2021. No, not 20.
2021.
2020. 2001.
Okay, you
January
need to do the
16th.
whole nervous, blah, get over it. So why are you voting for a felon?
You do know that there are felons who work in, like,
yeah, and I don't like them
areas of the
either.
world.
And
So,
fun fact, I wouldn't make any of them my president, and I don't like them. Let me preface this with that. If you're a felon, I got a problem with you. You want to know why? Because it's pretty easy not to commit a crime. Okay? So Donald Trump is a felon.
Don't murder
I'm not
babies
done.
in the womb.
So Donald Trump is a felon, civil fraudster, sexual abuser. Why are you voting for that?
is it did they have any proof or just allegations that he raped someone?
Straight up proof, witnesses and evidence. Did you miss all of this?
Did you miss that anyone can say someone raped you with witnesses?
This is insane. Wow. Listen, I get if mommy and daddy built your ideology for you, but at some point...
No one built my ideology. I learned it for myself.
Folks,
I don't listen to fake news agenda.
How old are you?
23.
Okay, folks, she said she's 23. Why are y'all saying she's a kid?
Who are you talking to?
Wow, this is a kid. There's mommy
No,
in the
I'm
background.
not.
You want to put mommy on the phone?
No, what?
You want to put your mommy on the phone?
I'm 23.
We hear mommy in the background. The one who just said, who are you talking to? Put mommy on the phone. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness, are you stupid?
Go ahead. Put mommy on the phone. Oh, ran away. Didn't want us to talk to mommy. You got scared. Okay, fetus. Thank you so much, Channing, for the $10. Thank you, Iris, for the $5. Kimberly, Iris, and Channing. Thank you so much for the love and support. And also, Mary and Mally, M-A-L-Y. That's a beautiful name. Mally, Mary. Thank you, Mary and Mally, for your love and support. Thank you, folks. Y'all, that was so nice. Thank you. I think it's funny how her mother walks into the background and is like, who are you talking to? Wow. Okay, folks, if you are a fetus, it's probably best that you don't argue about abortion on the live stream. I just think it's not a fair advantage for you. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
I'm voting for the one who's better.
Okay, so Kamala Harris. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you voting for Kamala. Thank you. I appreciate you voting for Kamala. Let's get some W Kamalas in the chat. He said he was voting for the one that's better. That's Kamala. W Kamala. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Who's the criminal?
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Do you want a smidgen? You ever eat these?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're not going to today either, because people who vote for criminals don't get smidgens. So why are you voting for a felon?
I support his policies, like stricter immigration policies, border regulations.
You got a dog squeaking in the background?
That's not a dog, that's a parrot.
Okay, well, before I send it to Springfield, Ohio, can you kind of move rooms or something? We don't got to do the whole...
Yeah, I got you. Can you chill, bro?
Yeah, I don't need Laura Loomer chirping in the background, right? So let's close it up. Justin, can we get like 100 W Justins in the chat? Justin, I just read your message. Thank you for your love and support on Venmo. I appreciate it, Justin. Thank you so much. That is so nice. Thank you. All right, we're waiting for this guest to come back. He's shutting up Laura Loomer. I guess he's got a bird. All right, welcome back. So why are you voting for the felon? You spoke about immigration. Was that an accurate statement? You just mentioned the border?
I did mention the border, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that border policy. What is Donald Trump's border policy?
I support stricter regulation.
I don't care what you support. I'm saying, what is Donald Trump's border policy?
He supports a regulated border.
Okay, that's not a policy. If I tell you what Donald Trump's border policy is...
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, and you'll actually tell me what you do and don't support in an honest way?
I do, yes.
Okay. If you don't support something he says, you don't have to support it. You could just say it. Yes. All right? If you have any questions too, feel free to ask. Do you want to build the wall?
Yes.
Do you want 2,000 border agents to monitor the wall?
Yes.
Do you want to put a limit on immigration?
Yes.
Do you want... You have no questions about that?
A limit.
We'll talk after. It's fine. We'll talk after.
It's very general. But...
Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers? To be clear, that's ILL, not legal. They're not the legal ones. Even I agree with this point. So I don't really see an issue here. But do you agree with blocking illegal asylum seekers?
Yes.
Okay. Last one. Do you want to offer, I'm talking millions of dollars here. This is where I have a problem. But do you want to offer millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit? Donald Trump says it's called states' rights.
Yes.
Okay. You want to talk about Kamala's policy now?
Sure.
Cool. That was Kamala's policy. You just endorsed it. That was in Donald Trump's policy.
So you're saying that Trump doesn't want to build a wall?
Nope. He's not even running on it anymore. It's not part of his policy. It's not on his website. It's not part of the RNC platform. It's out. It's gone. I mean, it's like yesterday's news.
We spoke about it at the rally I went to.
Fine and dandy. I've also gone to numerous of his rallies, including the one in Butler County, Pennsylvania. I think it's very before you tell me what you said and didn't say, I'm telling you again, Kamala's policy straight from her website. That was the policy, and you just endorsed it. So will you now do us all a favor? What's your first name?
Do you see how?
What's your first name? What's your first name?
My first name is Faisal, but you're not letting me
Faisal. So do me a favor. Say, my name is Faisal, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border policy. You could even do the whole Disney where they're like, my name's Miley, and you're watching Hannah Montana. With like the Mickey Mouse thing. So here's what you're going to do. Do the thing where you say, my name is Faisal, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border, and then draw Mickey Mouse. Do you want the wand? Do you want to go ahead?
Play the music for me?
Do the thing. Here, hold on. Let me see if I could get it. Let me see if I don't know if they have that.
No, that they do have it. Go on YouTube.
Is it? Hold on one sec. I'll probably get... Got an ad. 1 second. What do I look up for that? Disney Channel? What is it called? Like the intro music? Disney Channel. Help me out here. You're just sitting there. What's the name?
Disney Channel. Disney Channel Magic Song something.
Magic Wand music? Oh wait, I think I got it. Hold on. Let me see if I got it. No. All right, you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
This is not. This is a.
I'm supposed to say it. You missed your cue. Let's do it again. Hold on. Are you ready?
All right, give me the cue.
Once it gets like here, you're supposed to do the wand thing. Right from it starts, you're supposed to say, "My name is Faisal, and I just endorse Kamala on the border," and then you do the wand thing. All right. All right.
My name is Faisal, and I support Donald Trump.
You're getting confused. So a Disney Channel actor would be fired by this point. So you just endorsed Kamala on the border. Let's try it again.
The conservative policy plan in order to frame it for your viewers as if I was supporting the liberal side of it.
Faisal, you got to do the Disney Channel thing. Own up to it. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. You endorsed her policy through and through. That is the policy on her site. Okay. You thought it was Donald Trump's, and it tricked you into thinking it was Donald Trump's. You now know it's not Donald Trump's, and so you endorsed it. Right? Now I'm just telling you to own up to what you did. Don't be a hypocrite. So here's your magic wand. I'm going to play the Disney Channel song, and you're going to say, my name is Faisal, and I just endorsed Kamala on the border policy, and then draw Mickey Mouse like they do on Disney Channel. Go ahead. Are you ready? Unmute. Let's go. Come on. Unmute whenever you're ready. If you get it wrong this time, you're fired. Okay? All right, unmute. It's the button that looks like a microphone. Do you want to run away? You're going to pretend like you don't know how to unmute the microphone? Can we hurry this up? Faisal, come on, unmute. Let's go. You gotta... There we go. All right, you ready? Are you ready? You ready?
Wait, could you let me speak?
Do the thing.
Let me speak. Just let me speak real quick.
Faisal, I'm going to start the Disney music one more time. You're supposed to say, my name is Faisal, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. Faisal, you're supposed to say, my name is Faisal.
For the policy.
Faisal, I'm not, trust me, the chat can attest to this. I do not pivot. We stay on something, we finish on something, and then we move on.
No,
so again,
I genuinely have a question because as an Arab Muslim immigrant,
you just said that you endorsed Kamala Harris on the border policy, and I appreciate that. First, what you're going to do here is say, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But again, I don't pivot. So what we're going to do before we pivot is you're going to say, my name is Faisal, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border policy as I play Disney music, and you draw Mickey Mouse like they do on Disney Channel. Are you ready? Go ahead. We're going to start again. Do it again.
I have a question, bro.
You got wrong line. All right, this is your last time. You can do the line right, or you're gonna get fired. Last time.
I'm trying to learn. Do you guys see this? This guy's a joke.
All right, one more time. Let's go ahead.
He doesn't even like explain the policy, bro. I genuinely have a question on the policy to learn it.
You're fired. Listen, you're not trying to learn the policy.
I genuinely am. I have a question.
Quiet time. You're not learning about the policy. If you're curious about the policy, look it up. But you don't know anything about the policy, right? Which is why you just endorsed every single point in Kamala Harris's border package. I literally read to you what the policy is and explained exactly what it would accomplish. If you have any further questions about it, Google it. But the fact that you won't even own up to the fact that you just endorsed Kamala on the border, I'm not going to continue entertaining you. You're proving that you have no spine. You just endorsed Kamala on the border. I said own up to it, and you refused to do so. Okay. You don't get to pivot and ask me a question. If you're not going to own up to it, and you're going to be a hypocrite, I'm going to kick you. So are you gonna say it, Faisal? Before we pivot, I want you to admit, Faisal, consider this. Faisal, consider this. You didn't have questions. Think about this, Faisal. I'm putting you on mute. Stay on mute for 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds, Faisal. You just endorsed Kamala's border policy through and through. without asking questions because you thought it was Donald Trump's. I even said to you when we spoke about the limit on immigration, I said, you don't have any questions? And you said no. And then you endorsed it. But then when you find out it's Kamala's, now you have questions. When it was Donald, think about that. Faisal, think about it. When it was Donald Trump's policy, you said you had no questions, even though I asked you, do you have any questions? And you said no. You just endorsed it.
Would you give me 30 seconds to speak?
No, I want you to admit that you just endorsed the policy. Admit you just endorsed the policy or you're out. Admit you just endorsed the policy or you're out.
I just have one question.
Okay, he's not going to do it. We're moving on. I'm done playing with him. He endorsed Kamala's border policy. I tell him to admit it. He refuses. Let's also consider the fact that I asked him, hey, do you have any questions about this policy when he still thought it was Donald Trump's? And he said, no, I have no questions. Then I say that was Kamala's policy, and now he magically has 1,000 questions. Okay.
Hi.
Can you wait a second?
Sorry, I'm just saying hi.
Okay, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am not. I have already voted.
Oh, now I feel bad. Oh, I know you were a friendly. Guys, this is why friendlies I'm saying if you're a Trumper come out. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm really excited about what you're doing. I just want to know more about your strategy. I guess, like, how long have you been doing this, and like, what do you hope to gain? Because I'm not sure that like Trump supporters are going to see this and be like, oh, I want to change my vote. And that's my worry. Is that
and that's the point. I don't want them to change their vote. So they're not who I'm looking for here. Now, I want to make clear, and I'll make this super quick. I typically meet voters in person. Okay, so yesterday's live stream was much later in the night. Today's is very early. There's a point for that because I typically do these conversations in person. Quick personal part two. I was there for Donald Trump's Butler County, Pennsylvania rally. I was meeting voters in person at that event because of that tragedy that unfolded. I've been left with a little mental issue from going to large crowds, so I don't tend to do that much anymore, and I decided to jump online and do some in-person digital conversations. Now, unlike conversations in person, when I'm meeting voters one-on-one, trying to change their vote, what I'm doing here is educating voters who aren't going to speak up, but rather listen in, the moderate Republicans. So when the MAGA Republicans come up here, that vote's not changing. They're set. The ones who are like, he's the second coming of Jesus. Or they're like, Donald Trump I injected bleach because Donald Trump told me to. They're not changing their vote. What I'm trying to do is point out how hypocritical they are. Like that last guy who came up and just endorsed Kamala on the border policy because he didn't know policy. I'm trying to prove how ignorant they are so that other Republicans who are more moderate see it and then decide, maybe I don't want to surround myself with that. And they decide to vote for Kamala, and it works because just yesterday we flipped 7 Republicans. And these are people who, I'm not just trusting they're voting for Kamala because they say so. These are people who are taking me to the polls with them. These are people who continue having conversations with me as they vote. So it is working. But I do appreciate you coming up, and thank you for taking the time.
That's all I was curious about. I'm super excited about that. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming up. So again, folks, I want to make that so clear. I'm not trying to change MAGA Republicans' minds up here. I'm changing the minds of moderate Republicans who are listening in. And it's working because it's all about the education. It's all about educating, and entertaining, because we also do have fun here. We have a lot of fun here. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Are you talking to me? Yes, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
I wish I wasn't talking to you, but I think you're all I got. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Well, hey, well, fucking cut me off, you dirtbag motherfucker. If you don't want to talk to me.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to kick your ass, you miserable son of a bitch.
No, in the arms of the angel. Oh. Is that tear even going to fall? Hold on, Granny. Let me get one. There you go. Fly away, fly away. Oh my gosh, my heart. Anyway, so why are you voting for the criminal? Can you hurry up and answer before you start sundowning on me?
Why am I voting for him? The man was in there for 4 years. Other than COVID fucking everything up, he did great. Everybody was happy.
Do you want to break that down a little bit more?
Everybody was happy with him. You could afford cars. You could afford houses. That's why I'm voting for him. He's been there.
Thanks, Obama, in the chat, everybody. Let's get some thanks, Obamas, in the chat. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? And I'm asking you for a policy. I'm not asking you to go into an incoherent ramble about World War II. Go ahead.
Well, I can't tell you. I don't know what policy actually caused it. I'm talking about my situation. Wow. I'm retired.
Your sister wife's? Did you just say your sister wife?
Money and have no problem.
Did you just say your sister wife's?
I've already gone into my damn.
I just want to confirm. Did you just say your sister wife?
Biden
Excuse me. I really got to know. Did you just say your sister wife? Did those words just came out of your mouth on video? You just said your sister wife. Sweet home Alabama. Oh gosh. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Man, I don't know what you're talking about.
So you can't tell me a single policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle class Americans, and you don't recognize that Donald Trump's economy was the effect of Barack Obama's strong economy. Can you tell me any policy that Donald Trump has ever passed? Any policy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he made the border.
Oh my gosh, he can't name a single policy.
He passed a lot of policies and made the border.
Yeah, Chico, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it.
They don't have fucking criminals and everything coming in?
Okay, I'm trying to better understand something. You can't name a single policy that Donald Trump passed. Can you tell me what was Donald Trump's border plan?
And he's still Kamala, okay?
Let's talk about Donald Trump's border plan.
What the fuck has Kamala done? Tell me what she's done.
Listen, if you keep cursing, we're going to start getting out quarters for the jar, okay? You're going to put a quarter in the swear jar every time you do it.
No, I won't be doing that.
Well, you're going to have to. So again, listen very closely, Granddaddy. I need you to do something for me. Tell me what Donald Trump's border policy is.
Well, I don't know what all the policies. Part of it was
you don't even know.
He's running on Mexico. You couldn't just come across like they do it now. You had to stay in Mexico until it was okay to come across, okay?
Oh, okay.
Now, did he not do that?
There was no policy called stay in Mexico.
Oh, man, give me a fucking break. You don't know what
That's a quarter in the swear jar.
Oh, no.
Your sister wife's going to be pretty upset with you after that one. So can you tell me again any policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class, or any policy period? Okay, he can't. Do we need to get the cowbell out? Do we have a runner? Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. I think we got a runner. Moo. 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 So let's get this right. Guest, my voice is still coming out of your cell phone because you didn't properly leave the live stream. So my voice is part of your phone until you turn off your phone entirely or come back into the live stream and leave properly. My voice is now a part of your phone. Consider me your new Siri. When you have a question, you say, hey, Johnny, what is that mole on my butt? And then I'll explain it to you. Okay? So again, Granddaddy, you can either come back in and leave the live stream properly or shut down your phone entirely. There you go. You did it. Good boy. Let's get up our next guest. I was really about to be there for his Hanukkah. I'm here all year long for you, my guy. You know for a fact he was like, why isn't it working? Oh, you have an echo. Goodbye. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you want to support me, my Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, those are in my bio. Or if you want to hit that follow button in the top left corner, join our little family. I'd be very happy if you were part of the blue wave we got going on here. Let's try to get up our next guest. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
Hey.
Can you give me a second? I'm kind of doing something.
What's your gender, bro?
Me? Anyway, so why are you voting for a felon?
I'm not voting for anyone.
Okay. Thanks for coming up. In honor of you, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get a big bucket of tea to throw in the Boston Harbor because apparently it's time for another Boston Tea Party to remind everybody else who's boss. Hi, Miranda. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
Cool. Why?
Why?
Did I stutter?
You can lose your attitude.
Oh, no, I don't think so. So why are you voting for a criminal?
I'm voting for the criminal because Kamala's not going to do anything good for this country.
Okay, let's be clear. First off, you know that's not true, but let's say Kamala did nothing good for this country. That still doesn't justify you voting for a criminal sexual abuser, civil fraudster, right? Like, let's say Kamala did nothing. Let's pretend and say Kamala did absolutely nothing. That still wouldn't be justification for you to vote for somebody who committed sexual abuse. Okay, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why are you voting for a criminal? Okay, you want to run away now? Okay. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. We got a runner. Let's herd the cattle. We got a runner. Moo! Moo! We got a runner. Let's herd the cattle. All right, let's get up our next guest. That's insane. I'm like when they're like, Kamala's not going to do anything, so I'm voting for the felon. Okay, let's say Kamala did do nothing. I would still pick Kamala over the felon. Like, what's the... Trey, and thank you so much for the $15. That's so nice, Trey, and thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Hi, Ollie. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, mate. I'm from England, but you're a fucking prick.
Aw, tell me something I don't know. Next. In honor of Ollie, though, we are going to go to the store, get that bucket of tea, and I am going to toss it into the Boston Harbor. Who's down for a Boston Tea Party, chat? Y'all want to go to Boston? We can get Donald Trump to bus us there the same way he bussed all those people to insurrect at the Capitol. Do you guys want to... Let's do a Boston Tea Party. Nice. Sounds like we're all down. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay. Bye. I don't get that. That says that person waited 18 minutes to come up and talk. Like, why would you wait 18 minutes to come up, and then the moment you come up, you go silent? Like, is it stage fright? You know? Is it like stage fright?
Hello? Hello?
Can you wait a second?
Sorry.
I forgive you. So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm not, but I just wanted to tell you something really funny because you mentioned the Boston Tea Party.
What you got?
Once I heard a Trump supporter, they confused the Boston Tea Party and Pearl Harbor, and they were like, we need another fucking Pearl Harbor.
Why do they do this? Okay, so we had somebody come up the other day. Actually, I don't even know if I could say it on TikTok against guidelines. I'm not even going to say it. I'll message you it instead. It was really bad, but they do this all the time where they forget. They mess up September 11th with something. It was really, really bad. But I don't know why they don't know their dates. It's insane. Or yesterday, one dude came up and said, I was like, are you voting for Donald Trump? And he goes, yeah. And you know what? I'm excited to vote for him on November 6th. It's going to be great. And I was like, yes, people were already commenting November 6th. I'm like, you're going to vote for him on November 6th? And he goes, yeah. I said, don't do it a day sooner, buddy. November 6th. I'm like, yes.
They're so fucking stupid. Okay,
Literally.
I'll hop off. I just want to tell you that.
You have a good one. Yeah, he was like, the guy yesterday, for those of you who were on, he was like, I'm voting on November 6th and I can't wait to watch you lose. And I was like, oh yeah, November 6th. See you at the polls. Hi, Debbie. Are you voting for the criminal?
No, but I have a quick thing that I saw on YouTube yesterday, and I thought I would love to share this with the whole world. It was all the reminders of all the things that Trump had done over the whole time he was in
message me the link, because I can share it. Yeah.
All right, because it's so good. It reminds you of everything, and then you know why you're not voting for that.
Yeah, message me the link. I'll keep an eye out, and I'll check right after this, and then I can share it around with everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming up, Debbie.
Oh, bye-bye.
All right, let's get up our next guest.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Are you voting for the felon?
No, I am not.
I appreciate you coming on. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, please, if you're in the guest requests and you are voting for Donald Trump, remain in the guest requests. If you are not voting for Donald Trump, like... bad. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Rebecca?
You know, somebody with verbal diarrhea.
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. Rebecca, I think we're in Rebecca's pocket right now. Do we want to sit in Rebecca's pocket? It seems cozy in here. What are we doing?
grievances, he stops with the immigration bill and then is saying if everything is equal, how come it's 50-50?
Because that's ridiculous. There are a lot of people in this country who think that
is she watching The View?
We didn't play what he said, we didn't let
Daniel, thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Let's get up our next guest. I think it's so funny when we're accidentally in somebody's pocket and we're just chilling there like like you have 3,000 people just sitting in your pocket like as you're watching The View. I don't know. I think that's the funniest thing ever. It's like you just got 3,000 people sitting there in your pocket like as you're like anyway. Hi Jane, are you voting for Donald Trump? Jane? Okay. I really wanted to talk to Jane. I've never met a Jane I didn't like, so that remains to be true because that Jane didn't say anything. So at least I know that she wasn't a Trumper. Because Trumpers, we know, can't keep their mouths shut. Mia, come back. Where'd you go? Oh, bye, Mia. Let's get up our next guest. Oh, somebody asked what kind of smidgens they are. They are dark chocolate smidgens with raspberry. See, actually, the funniest thing. So my mom asked me, she was like, can you get me a chocolate? She said chocolate. So I get her chocolate because I'm a good son. I'm like, Ma, you want chocolate? I'm going to get you chocolate, right? Like a good son. And then I do. And she goes, no, honey, I wanted a chocolate candle. I was like, you didn't say candle. And she goes, chocolate candle. And so I get her the chocolate candle. And then I go, I got you chocolate and a chocolate candle, Ma. And she goes, thank you. Is it 3 wicks or 1 wick? And I go, is it what? She goes, does it have 3 wicks or 1 wick? I'm like, which did you want? She goes, 1 wick. I'm like, it's got 3. just trying. Hi, guys. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I was thinking about it, but
that's gross. Oh, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Fetus deletus.
Can I just?
Fetus deletus is a really nice spell. It's too bad it's banned in some states. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Oh, hi. Yes.
Ew. When were you born?
Sorry. 84.
Did you just say sorry?
Yeah, well, okay. Well, okay. So, I'm not going to claim to be super educated on... I did take American government in college. I'm from what I'm seeing, just in general by interviews and stuff, that's mainly what I'm going by.
Ma'am, if your college degree led you to voting for... Donald Trump, it's probably time to return that college degree because apparently it didn't help.
Well, I know something about it. What's your
I'm asking, why are you voting for the felon?
Basically because look at him, he's a billionaire basically, so he's something
$488 million in debt, and his net worth is fluctuating. His net worth. Okay. All right. Calm down. His net worth is fluctuating faster than House Republicans are fluctuating through their speakers of the House. So let's recognize this. He's not a billionaire in net worth sense.
Yeah,
it's not practical. It's not a stable billion, right? He's in debt and he's not paying it off. That should speak volumes to how little money he has.
But there is something to be said about if you have enough money, you could do whatever you want. There's something to be said about still staying in the race, doing the extra. He doesn't need to be here. He
does. Because if he's not, he can't pardon himself. Ma'am, let's mind you, he ran for president. He announced his candidacy after he got charged, right? He's going to pardon himself if he wins. This is in part why he's running. Because if he doesn't, he's facing prison. Like, you understand?
All of that was unfounded. It got thrown out recently.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, that lady, the mayor.
Ma'am, he has 34 felony counts, a civil liability, a fraud, and he was also found liable of sexual abuse, and none of that was overturned or tossed out.
It was by that one mayor.
Okay, give me a source.
I forgot her name.
Give me a source. That's fine. Source. Okay, shouldn't take you this long. What's the source?
I just seen it and I just said that it was getting thrown out.
Okay, so what's the source?
Oh man, I forgot her name. It starts with the L.
Could you not just Google it? Why are you doing this?
What do you mean?
You couldn't just Google it? You just had me dancing to Jeopardy. For what?
I did just try to Google it. I just didn't get there fast enough.
Right. No, it's because it didn't exist.
No, it does exist.
Go get it.
Because I seen it. Okay.
Me just throwing it back. All right, you got the source? Do you have a source or not? Hello?
It hasn't even gotten verified or anything.
Okay, so you gave me an unverified source about Donald Trump no longer being a felon.
I didn't give you a source yet. I just gave you
you don't have a verified source.
I never claimed.
So Donald Trump has 34 felony counts. He's found liable of sexual abuse, found liable of civil fraud. You said it was tossed out and overturned. Then you couldn't get me a source to verify that claim. Can you tell me why you just made that claim? And why do you keep saying mayor? You know that if a mayor told you that this was overturned, that doesn't stand. The mayor has no judicial background.
Oh, okay. But okay, so
you have a degree?
Do you have a degree? I'm just curious.
Do you have a degree?
No, I just went to college for like 2 years and then
Okay, I was gonna say, you said you had a degree. I'm like, return that.
No, I have I was in social work.
Thank goodness she's gone. That was weird. Oh my gosh. Oh, great, she's back.
So why
So
are
you're voting
like
for the
that?
felon because
why are Kamala voters like how you are? You guys you guys are very you guys are very like almost ignorant. Like you don't want to hear
We're
anything
ignorant?
else.
Really? We're ignorant. Not you who just said that you had a source that suggested Donald Trump's cases were outright overturned, and then you didn't have a source, and you who thought that a mayor has judicial authority, but we're the ignorant ones. Man, you just said a mayor has judicial authority. You understand that? Hold on. Do you understand that you just said a mayor has judicial authority, but you just called us the ignorant ones?
I think they do have judicial authority. They do have. There's gotta be.
Whoa! What is that thing? Oh my gosh, it's Laura Loomer! Did you just see Laura? Thank you so much for the Laura Loomer. That was so nice. Wow, that was stunning. Thank you so much. Did you, Lorna? Oh, that was Lorna. Lorna L sent Laura Loomer. Thank you so much. That was so cool. Did you guys see how close it looked like her? That was crazy. Guess, did you see that? It looked just like Laura Loomer. That was crazy. Thank you, Lorna, for the Laura Loomer. All right, continue talking. So why are you voting for a criminal? Oh, she ran away! Why'd you run away? What happened? What happened? Cow emojis, please. No! Let's get some cow emojis. Some cow emojis in the chat, please. Moo! Let's get up our next guest. She got scared by Laura Loomer. Lorna, you scared away her by sending a Laura Loomer, you silly goose. Ya scared our guest away.
Hello.
Was I talking to you yet? Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Ew. Why?
So many reasons.
Do you have like a thing for the civil fraud? He commits civil fraud and you're like, yes!
So you asked me why.
And I want an answer, hurry up.
Number one, which I could give you so many reasons, but number one,
if you can name one, that'd be great.
The debacle at the border is atrocious.
The debacle at the border. Really? You have less border crossings today than you did under Donald Trump. You understand that?
Okay. There are 320,000 missing children.
There could be 420,000 missing children, and yet you can thank Donald Trump for that. Ma'am.
You cannot answer. The
Ma'am, do you honestly, why would you just lie like that? Do you genuinely think that there are 300,000 children that are just running around the country unaccounted for?
No, they're being sex trafficked.
Get a source. Get a source. Go. Get a source.
No.
Source,
You
go.
can't give me a source when
Get a
they're
source.
not. You cannot give me a
Ma'am,
source.
there are
when
not
they're
300,000 kids running around the country unaccounted for. Go get me a source that says that. Also, you can simultaneously look up the source for the fact that there are less border crossings today than there were under Donald Trump. Go get a source.
No. No.
Shoot fly. Don't bother me. Get a source.
Would you like to move on? Because obviously you're not.
You want to move on because you don't want to give a source?
You can't answer the question.
You don't want to give me a source because you can't. Because there is no source for that. You understand? Okay.
No.
If you don't provide a source, that's because one does not exist. Elise.
Have backed Donald
Thank you.
Trump.
Thank
The
you.
Border
Thank you.
Patrol
Thank you,
has
Elise.
backed Donald
Thank you,
Trump.
Elise. Thank you, Elise. So before you say something completely wildly stupid once more, do me a favor. You just said that there are 300,000 children unaccounted for because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Get me a source that says that to be true.
The Border Patrol.
That's
They
not a
asked
source,
for it.
and that is not true. They did not say that. But if they did, go get me the headline. Go get me the get the headline. Get the headline. Elise. Elise. I am not asking you again. This is my last warning. Get the source. Do not just name, well, Rite Aid Pharmacy told me. I don't care. Get me the URL. Get me the headline. Go do that. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Go.
No.
Okay. Goodbye, Elise. You have a lovely day, you little conspiracy theorist. Keep living your life, you little cuckoo. That's crazy. Come up and say something that crazy and then don't give a source and then think I'm asking for it. Ma'am, I'm not asking you for the source. I'm telling you, you're going to go get the source. You don't want to do it, you get kicked. It's that easy. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Ink and Die, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Jane, are you voting for Trump?
I am not.
Oh,
I refuse to vote for a rapist.
I appreciate you coming up. You and I both. You and I... Pardon the cough. You and I both. You and I both.
Hello.
Do you want a smidgen?
Vote for Trump.
Do you want a smidgen?
What's your uncle's name?
Do you want a smidgen?
No, you can enjoy them.
Okay, cool. Because I wasn't going to give you one anyway. I was told as a child you don't share with criminals, people who vote for criminals. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Because you're idiot and your stupid ass and that crazy ass woman. Yes.
So why are you voting for the felon? Can you respond
you're an
coherently?
idiot.
Listen, I get it. You're probably starting to sundown. You could feel it in your brain. Before you start fully sundowning on us, can you please tell me why you're voting for the felon? Give me one good reason.
How much you guys getting paid for this shit?
It depends how much my daddy, George Soros, wants to pay me. Are you saying that I get paid by the DNC? Because
Yes,
I would
sir.
love to be paid by the DNC.
I can't
but I
call
haven't
you
gotten a
sir.
check yet.
I can't call you sir.
No, you could call me daddy. So I haven't gotten a check from the DNC yet. Where's the check? Venmo,
What's
PayPal
your
in the
mom's
bio.
name?
Venmo, PayPal in the bio. Where is my DNC check?
What is your mom's name, Daddy?
You just say, is my mom's name Daddy? What's up with you MAGA Republicans and the whole incest thing? Y'all are kind of weird. I don't know why you want your mama daddy, but it's a little odd. So why are you voting for the felon?
Because you idiots like treat us that way.
Can you answer the question? Or are you already sundowning? We
Why?
can move on.
Why? Because you guys are idiots.
Okay. All right, folks. He's sundowning. Let's get up our next guest. It's a little early to be sundowning. It's not even 2 o'clock on the East Coast, and you're already like... I think there's toothpaste in my toes. Like, calm down. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
That's gross.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So why are you voting for a felon? Karen, thank you so much for the $5 for a DNC salary. That's
Why
funny.
are you so on your high horse?
Why are you so on a high horse? Can you answer the question? If you can't say why you're voting
say
for the
hello
felon.
and ask how I'm doing first before you ask like a douche.
I'm not going to do that because I'm not asking you on a date. So what I'm going to ask you is why are you voting for the criminal, which is what you are doing. So why are you voting for the criminal? Can you respond?
Because I'm not happy with the Democrats and what they've produced the last 4 years.
Get over it. Makes zero sense. Let's say that you're unhappy with what the Democrats accomplished, which one makes you ignorant because you probably don't even know what they accomplished, but let's say they accomplished nothing. That is still not justification to vote for somebody who committed sexual abuse, civil fraud, and is a felon. You understand that? Hopefully you understand that. So tell me, why are you voting for Donald Trump? And here's a challenge for you. This time, try not to say Kamala's name. Good luck. I know that's going to be a hard one for you.
Well, I don't really want to vote for the Communistic Party.
But you're voting for Trump, so...
Democrats stand for communism.
Okay, what's communism?
It's more government control is what it is.
Nope. Define communism. That ain't it.
There are a lot of different definitions.
Oh, you can't define it. No, there's one definition.
Can you stop for a second?
There's one definition. Define it. Go ahead.
No, there's a lot more.
And don't confuse it with fascism or authoritarianism.
No, that's false. That's false. You just made a lie.
So there's there's fascism, authoritarianism,
Find your words,
communism.
Okay? Find your words. Here we go. Slow down.
There's fascism, authoritarianism.
Do you remember the Vietnam War?
Communism.
Do you remember the Vietnam War?
So can you tell me what communism is?
Do you remember the Vietnam War?
He can't tell us what it is. Don't run around calling people communists when you can't say what it is or define it. Okay? Okay? Kelly, thank you so much for the $5, Kelly. I appreciate it. Ooh,
can we have a conversation and not have?
Do you want a tissue?
Salad?
Do you want to continue crying? Do you need a tissue? You want to cry more? Here, wipe your nose. Then pick yourself up by the bootstraps and try to have a conversation. So why are you voting for the felon? Why are you voting for the felon?
I just explained it to you.
No, you didn't. Try again.
Do you remember the Vietnam War?
Yep.
Why did we fight against?
Wow, do you know what's so redundant right now? The Vietnam War. And why? Because we have two candidates running for office, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And if you want to talk about people and the Vietnam War, let's talk no further than Donald Trump, who dodged the draft. But tell me again, why are you voting for the felon who dodged the draft?
Because he dodged the draft because he had bone spurs. Okay?
Oh, he had bone spurs! Yet people still served with bone spurs. You know that? Okay, so why didn't Donald Trump? And why is Donald Trump your preferred candidate when he's a felon?
I think another reason that he probably didn't serve is because he was busy employing thousands of people.
At the time he was drafted, he wasn't employing anybody. You understand that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sir, Donald Trump dodged the draft, but you want to talk about the Vietnam War. Then I ask you to own up to that, and you start going into sundowning, saying, well, he was employing thousands, and that's why he couldn't do it. That doesn't make sense. He wasn't employing anybody yet.
I want to vote for... Listen, I want to vote for somebody who lost $1 billion because they didn't make money off their presidency. Okay,
he did, though.
No, he did not.
How about... Well, okay.
Isn't that
we could talk about... Okay, calm down.
No, I'm not finished.
Calm down. First off, there's three facets to the equation here. One, there are the small for him, but for us, this is a lifetime amount of funding, like the $8.2 million he got from foreign governments through his hotels.
What was his net worth? What was his net worth before he started?
Okay, so that was money laundering. Two, we could talk about the $2 billion that Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, his daughter, got from the Saudis because they worked in his admin. Like, he put his family in his administration so they could profit off of it. You know that presidents don't put their family in their admins because of this? Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump got $2 billion from the Saudis. So when you're like, he lost $1 billion, well, they got $2 billion back. So look at that. And that's from the Saudis alone. And there's multiple sources on this, starting with the New York Times. Third, we can also talk about his businesses. You're saying, well, he didn't make money. Okay, Jimmy Carter, when he became president, gave up his peanut farm. Donald Trump didn't give up a single thing. Rudolph, thank you so much for the $5, just because. Love you, Rudolph. Donald Trump didn't...
Speaking of peanuts...
Hold on, quiet time. Donald Trump didn't give up his businesses. He was making money off of the backs of Americans throughout his presidency. But you're saying he lost money? Get out of here. So again, why are you voting for the felon? That cough.
Why do you keep muting me, douche?
I think it's funny. So why are you voting for a felon?
This is a fucking waste of time.
Cry more. Why are you voting for the felon? Can you answer, or do you want to pivot again?
More? You want more reasons?
You haven't given a single reason. Not one. You understand? Everything you have said has not consisted about any policy, preference, or standpoint that Donald Trump would implement or stands on regarding his campaign and presidency.
Okay, well, I like his policies.
Great. Tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class during his first term. Go ahead.
Are we running off his first term, or are we running off his policies?
Oh, you want to forget about his first term because it was that bad, huh? No, you got to own up to how awful his first term was. I'm sorry that you don't want to talk about it, though. That speaks volumes to how weak of a candidate he is. Tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. Go ahead.
There's border security.
No.
No.
That's immigration. I'm talking about the economy. Thank you. Economy. Stick to the economy.
So 12 million people coming into our country is not going to affect our economy.
Economy.
Can you let me speak, dude?
On the economy, yes.
12 billion people coming into
no economic policy, huh?
Is not going to affect our economy?
I don't need a talking point. What I need is a policy that benefited the middle class economically. You can't name that. Nervous laugh? The nervous laugh much?
This is fucking hysterical, dude.
It's really not.
We had the most thriving economy under Donald Trump that we've seen.
Thanks, Obama, in the chat. Let's get some thanks, Obamas, in the chat, please.
50 years.
Thanks, Obama.
Were you blind? You benefited off it. You got Daddy Trump's check, okay? Didn't you? Remember Daddy Trump's check that you cashed and put in your bank account?
Do you often refer to him as your daddy? Okay, so that's why you got a crush on him,
He's your daddy, and he's going to crush you.
It's a personal kink, ain't it?
He's going to crush your candidate again. Why are you
fantasizing about Donald Trump and I getting it on? It's a little odd, don't you think?
Listen, I call my partner wife, okay? You call yours daddy.
That was for Amy. Amy pitched in $1 to mute you, so thank you, Amy.
Listen, I have a wife that I call honey. Go ahead, mute.
That was also for Amy. Thank you for the $1. So anyway, why are you voting for the felon? Can you respond, or do you want to cry more? Again, if you need a tissue, here, get it out of your system. Hurry up.
Do you call your boyfriend daddy? Or do you
George Soros? I call him daddy, yeah.
Or do you call him honey?
It depends. Which boyfriend are we talking about? I have 7. George Soros, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway, so, why are you voting for a felon?
You have 7 boyfriends.
Okay, why are you voting for a felon?
Because I like my freedom. That's why.
Okay, you like your freedom, so you're going to vote for the guy who violated the Constitution, the guy who implemented a bump stock ban that was in direct violation of the Second Amendment, having been overturned in June of this year by his own Supreme Court, the guy who incited an insurrection to overthrow the will of the people, who suggested and urged his vice president to overturn the election. You understand that at the get-go of you deciding you wanted to vote for Donald Trump, you should have asked yourself first and foremost, why isn't his vice president running with him again?
Because his vice president was a douche. That's for one reason.
How? Why? Because he can't overturn the election? That's why? Is that why you don't like him?
I think that he was a pompous white.
That doesn't make any sense. Think about that. You don't like him because, hold on, you're saying you don't like him because he wouldn't overturn the election. Is that right? But you like freedom. You said that Donald Trump's going to protect your freedom, but you understand his own vice president wouldn't run with him because he asked Mike Pence to violate the Constitution and overturn the will of the people.
Listen, Donald Trump did nothing.
Whoa! Shut up for a second. Okay, you're redundant to me at this point. Thank you so much, Sandra. Can we get like 1,000 W Sandras in the chat? Sandra just sent $100 for slapping down this guy. Thank you so much, Sandra. That is so nice. Also, a massive thank you to Joe as well. Joe, thank you for my new aluminum foil, tinfoil hat. I don't have an aluminum foil hat on me right now because I am traveling, meeting some voters. But also a huge thank you to Kelly, to Jasmine, to Kimberly. Thank you folks so much for the love and support. That is so nice. Thank you. All right, if you want to keep talking, but let's try to stay on topic.
Thank you for the $666. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
If somebody wants to drop me $666 right now, I will end this live. Listen. Just because people are supporting me so that I could continue traveling and meeting voters, that's because they like my mission and like what I do. The reason nobody's supporting you is because you're coming up here advocating for stripping away the rights of women.
How do you know no one's supporting me? I just got a Venmo.
Nobody's supporting you because you're advocating for stripping away the rights and freedoms of women, of LGBTQ plus Americans, of Black Americans, of workers, of union workers, of middle class Americans, of small business entrepreneurs, of farmers, of veterans. You're basically advocating for stripping away the rights of everybody except you and your sister wife. Okay, so let's get back into this. Why are you voting for the criminal? Oh, and that was for Maria and Janice. Olivia, thank you so much for the $30, guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Olivia. That is so nice. Y'all.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for the $6.66.
Okay. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Harris
Can you hurry up?
Christians out of a rally. Thank you.
Can you hurry up? Why are you voting for the criminal? I'm still not understanding why you're voting for a felon. You're really not breaking it down.
For one reason we haven't touched on is I would like to see little douches like you actually be put in their place, okay, and cry. I'd like to see. There you go. I'd like to see.
Well, considering we won the election the first time. Thank you, Kelsey, for the $6.66 for the DNC payment. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, DNC. So let me get this right. Can you tell me what Donald Trump's border policy is? Do you know what it is?
I do know that he blocked the Langford bill. That was their second time around. That was a piece of trash like the first time around.
Do you want to build the wall? Amy, thank you so much for the $5. Yes, that is so nice. You didn't have to do that.
Yes,
thank you, Amy. So you want to build the wall?
You mean finish it. You mean build more wall. There's already a wall there.
Yeah, thanks to Obama. Obama built 400 miles on the wall. Obama built 400 miles on the wall. How much of a wall did Donald Trump build? Go ahead.
More than Joe Biden built.
No. Tell me again. How much did Donald Trump build?
Well, you're saying
how many miles? I'm asking you to tell me the numerical digit. No, I'm not. I'm asking you to tell me the numerical digit.
How many miles?
How many miles did Trump build?
How many miles did Obama?
You won't answer. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So again, Obama built 400 miles. How many miles did Donald Trump build? Answer the question. It's not that hard.
Are you talking about new and rebuilt or new?
How many miles of the wall did Donald Trump build?
Over 400, new and rebuilt. New and rebuilt, yes.
Okay, no. I don't need Donald Trump to paint the nails of the wall that was already there. So Obama built 400 miles of the wall. Donald Trump built 50. So again, hold on, listen closely. Quiet time, baby. No, it was 50.
Stop. You're wrong.
Quiet time, baby. Let's say it is 80. I don't care, because 80 is nothing compared to the 400 Obama built. It could be 399, still less than Obama. So let's take a step back here and recognize saying he built 80 and not 50 ain't the flex you think it is when Obama built 400 miles. Understood? Thanks, Obama, in the chat, everybody. Now tell me, you want to build the wall? Do you want the 2,000 border agents that Donald Trump wants to monitor the wall? Yes or no? You want to pay those salaries? Yes or no?
Yeah, we have to.
Really? Fine. I'm going to ask you where the money comes from for those salaries, though. But hold on. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers? So if somebody comes here and they're seeking asylum, but they do so illegally, which I understand, you want to block them? You want to turn them around just because they do it illegally?
Absolutely, yes.
That makes zero. Fine. Do you want to give border states money? Donald Trump says we're going to give them millions of dollars from taxpayers because it's states' rights, and that if he misses a crack or crevice in the wall, this is going to help them fix it. Do you want to give those states border money? You want to give the border states more money?
I don't know about that. I need to look into that. I haven't
it's just a yes or no. Do you want to give border states money? Donald Trump does. You want that? You voted for it.
Explain to me how that works.
Donald Trump is saying we're going to build a fund. So if I build this big wall and there's a crack or crevice missed and Greg Abbott thinks that he could do better, then Greg Abbott can do it himself. You want to give Greg Abbott money?
Oh, yeah. Now, thank you for explaining. Yes, I think that would be great. 100% I will.
Sure, fine. Okay. Yep. Yeah, let's just throw all the money out. Last one. Do you want to put a limit on immigration? You want to limit immigration?
Are you talking about legal immigration?
Legal. Oh, yeah. Donald Trump says You ready for this? Donald Trump says if you have a cup, if you have a bottle of water and you fill it, he says at some point the bottle of water overflows, just like a country, because apparently a bottle of water in a country is the same thing. So he says we're going to fill up the bottle of water, and once it's full, we're going to cap it. You want to do that? You want to turn people away?
If we're having a mass migration of illegal people coming into this country, not abiding by our rules, yes, I would.
Fine. Okay, so you want to cap immigration? You want to you want to cap immigration, build the wall. You want 2,000 border agents. You want to block illegal asylum seekers, and you want to give millions of dollars to like governors like Greg Abbott to secure the border. Really? Really? Okay. You want to talk about Kamala's plan? Because it makes sense.
Wait, can we go one
hold
by
on,
one?
hold on. Hold on. I want to talk about Kamala's plan before you start yelling.
The whole fucking time.
He's going to start yelling. I already know. So we're just going to put him on mute. Guest, that was Kamala Harris's plan. That was not Donald Trump's plan. And you just endorsed it and justified it. You quite literally went step by step and justified. Oh, wait, are you running away now? Yeah. So again, hold on. Before you start crying, just stay there. Stay on mute. Get it all out of your system. I know you just endorsed Kamala's border plan. It's gotta sting. It's gotta hurt. I didn't do that, though. You did that. I tricked you. I pretended as though I didn't support it. And I said it was Donald Trump's plan. I pretended like I didn't know where the money was going to come to pay for it, even though I do. And you endorsed it. So do me a favor. Here's a magic wand. Say, my name's Amos, and I just endorsed Kamala's border policy. Go ahead. And then do the Disney Channel with the mouse. Go ahead.
I'm Amos, and I just endorsed
Kamala Harris's border policy.
Kamala's border plan that she stole from Donald Trump.
Woo! Yeah, she didn't steal from Trump, buddy. But woo, we almost got there. Woo!
Like, no
Let's go. W Kamala in the chat. Let's get some W Kamala in the chat. W Kamala. Let's get some W Kamala in the chat. So this guest just endorsed Kamala's border policy. So am I done playing with my food here, or do I need to keep playing with it? Because it's kind of old and soggy at this point. This is kind of old and soggy food at this point. This is like playing with day old spaghetti. Do I need to continue? Can I move on?
Is this like the no?
Let's hocus pocus. On the count of three, everybody, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus. Poof! And next. I mean, we were pretty done with him. He already endorsed Kamala's border policy. There's not much more I gotta talk to him about. Right? Like, I'm pretty sure we're done. Thank you so much, Terry, for the $6.66, and Crystal as well for the $5 from DNC. From DNC. Guys, stop sending me money from the DNC. Y'all are wild. Y'all are crazy, crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get up our next guest.
Hello?
Can you give me a second? I'm kind of doing something, right? Life's not about you. Thanks, Cupcake. Hold on. Diana, thank you so much as well for the $25 on PayPal. That is so nice. Folks, thank you for the love and support. I appreciate it. Love you right back. All right, Corey, why are you voting for a criminal?
Go.
Goodbye. Do you know what's funny? His account went out the moment he said go. So he said go. He was about to say go F blah, 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 and then slur. But he got shut down the moment he did it. Did y'all notice that? He was about to say go blah, blah, blah. And TikTok said nope and booted him right out. Y'all notice that? Y'all catch that? His mic went out the moment he said go, and he was going to start slurring and running and blah, blah, blah. Got kicked the moment it happened. That's funny. That's incredible timing. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, let's get up our next guest. Y'all hear the birds in the background? That's how you know I'm in the rural community right now. I love it. Love, love, love it. Meeting rural voters. Let's try to get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a chat. Why do they all keep running away? Why do they all keep running away from me? Why do all the Trumpers keep running away from me? Let's get some cowbell in that. Oh, why do all the Trumpers keep running away from me? Bow, 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 bow. Valerie, how are you voting for Donald Trump? Valerie.
No. Can you hear me?
Have a good one. Let's get up our next guest. I don't know why all the Trumpers keep running away, but I just want to be their bestie and talk to them today. Hi, Leroy. Are you voting for the criminal?
I did.
Shame on you.
I understand.
So did you come up here because you wanted a fucking sticker or something? Dude, this says, are you voting for Donald Trump? Not did you vote for Donald Trump? So you're basically redundant to me at this point. Let's get up our next guest.
Hold on, wait a second.
Bye. Cry more. Do you know what's funny? It said he was waiting 2 hours to talk to me. He was waiting 2 hours to talk to me so that he could get 10 seconds and say, I already voted for Trump. Congrats. Here's your sticker. That's 2 hours of your life you ain't getting back. Let's get up our next guest. Hi, Ella. How you doing?
Oh, hi. Wait, can you hear me?
I can. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 20, so this is the first election I can vote in.
Oh, wow, and you're really picking the felon. That's not a flex. That's really gross.
Well, actually, it's up in the air whether he's going to be acquitted of those. So.
Yeah, get me a source that says he's going to be acquitted. I'll wait. Go ahead. Go on.
No, I said it's up in the air. So.
It's really not. So get me a source that says it's up in the air. Go ahead.
Anyways, it's okay. Let's go on to the policies or whatever else.
Great. So you know it's not up in the air. So Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts. He was found liable of sexual abuse and found liable of civil fraud. Why are you voting for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon? Can you break that down?
Okay, so what policies do you like with Kamala?
Can you answer my question?
Okay, I would like to talk about the policies.
And I would like you to respond to my question. As nice as it is to ignore the fact that your candidate is a felon, rapist, civil fraudster, we're not going to ignore that, right? Because this isn't Nikki Haley. This isn't even Ron DeSantis. This is a felon. So if this was a normal candidate, we could say, you know what, let's talk about policy, and we will talk about policy still after I get a response out of you. Why are you voting for a rapist, criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon?
I don't know the details on his...
It's you.
It's not.
Do you like it?
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
It's really kind of you.
I captured you in 3 minutes when you start getting upset and start ranting. I figured you might be angry, so I did I think it's cute. I like it.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. So why are you voting for the criminal? Go ahead.
Why
are you voting for the criminal?
I like his economic policies.
Okay. Can you break that down?
I like the lowering the taxes, the raising the tariffs.
Okay. Let's understand something. First off, talking about the tariffs wasn't a good plan under Donald Trump. It's why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. They talk about the trade war on China and how he lost that trade war. That trade war is the tariffs. It's just a different name for it. So for example, the 15 to 25% tariff that Donald Trump put on agriculture, that led to farmers having an export market crisis as they lost China as a consumer. They had a surplus and supply and demand issue, and they had to pass off rising costs to small businesses, who then passed it off to middle-class consumers. It was the equivalent of a $230 billion tax hike on middle-class Americans. That's not a win.
Okay, well, I like the goal of keeping the work in America and that is what lowered the unemployment rates. I think it was good. It helps. It goes into.
We agree.
There's a lot of factors.
Hold on. We agree that we should want to keep jobs in America, but Donald Trump lost jobs. Okay, he lost jobs, and then when he created jobs again, he only created half the amount of jobs that Joe Biden created. On a monthly average, Donald Trump created 178,000. If I was counting pandemic jobs lost, it'd be negative 30,000. But I'm not going to do that because that's not fair. So he created 178,000 per month. Joe Biden created about 400,000 per month, not including jobs created by the pandemic, or that would be 800,000 now. So let's get better educated on this, okay? You mentioned the tax deduction. Let's talk about that. What is the corporate tax deduction that Donald Trump gave to corporations like Microsoft?
Wait, I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you repeat that last question?
What is the corporate tax deduction that Donald Trump gave to corporations like Microsoft?
Oh, I don't know the specific, no.
Wow. But you really chose to talk about the economy without knowing a simple percentage. Really.
So
to be clear, you picked this. You could have picked any topic and you really said the economy, the sole topic that surrounds around digits, and you couldn't name a simple percentage. Do you want to change topics and we could pretend this never happened? You seem nice, so we can do that if you want. I'll pretend this never happened. It just put a freaking cowboy hat on the Kamala shirt. What just happened? So, okay, break that down. Pick a different topic here. We can pivot. Let's maybe not pick the economy because that was not a win for you.
We could talk about border if you want.
Great. What is Donald Trump's border policy? Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm not very good at speaking without and so it's my bad. I think that, I know he's very passionate about not letting
marrying illegal immigrants. Yes, I agree. He's very passionate about marrying illegal immigrants. But what is his border plan?
Okay. Well, okay. And this is going to be a take, but if you're coming into the country illegally, I know there's not always ideal situations where you can afford to legally come into the country. I know that. So my thing is, like, if you're coming into the country illegally, we can somewhat assume that you're going to continue to do things legally. I know that's so much of a take, but
can you just name the policy?
If we look at all of the people that came into the country.
Listen.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, I mean this sincerely, right? Here's the thing.
Catch and release.
Here's the thing. Okay, wait. Catch and release isn't a policy. Wait. Did you just say he wanted to do catch and release? Ma'am, let's start this off again anew. Let's start this off again anew.
And I said end.
Yeah, nobody's doing catch and release now. So this was a bipartisan border package that hit the floor. This border policy would have secured the border in its entirety, making the conversation you and I are having right now redundant. Okay, it would have capped immigration, blocked illegal asylum seekers, put 1,500 border agents on the ground to monitor a border wall that would be under construction as we speak, and funneled millions of dollars into border states so that they could further secure the border how they see fit, which is something Greg Abbott has been asking for quite some time. And Congress was about to pass it until Donald Trump stepped in. So that right there should be sounding the alarm for you, but you don't seem to be questioning that. You seem passionate about the border. If you are, would you not hold Donald Trump accountable for blocking the bill that would have secured the border?
Hey, wait, sorry, I have to ask you something because I forget the question.
I need an answer to that. So write down whatever you need, but I need an answer to this. I appreciate the pivot. If you can't remember something, that's on you, Dory. What I need is an answer to what he just said.
No, sorry, I do have ADHD, so I was not listening to what you were saying.
Fine and dandy.
I apologize.
I need you to give me an answer to what I just said.
Can you ask the question again? Because I didn't listen. Just real quick, just like a quick Spark Notes version. No, okay, why? Okay, so my question is...
respond to what I just said. Donald Trump blocked the bipartisan border bill that would have secured the border in its entirety. Why are you not holding him accountable for doing such a thing?
That's a really good question. I would like to know also...
Oh my gosh. That is a good question. Can you answer?
Wait, why am I not holding him accountable?
Correct.
For blocking a bill. I'm not sure.
Okay, ma'am, let's take a step back. So I just told you the details on the bill. You weren't listening. So let me get this right. You weren't listening when I told you the details on the bill. So you didn't understand the border policy bill. And you didn't listen to it when I explained it to you. And you won't hold him accountable for blocking it, but you're saying you're passionate about border security. We talk about the economy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't know Donald Trump's economic policies, neither do you know the percentages within said policies. This is a matter of you being young and uneducated. Okay, I'm young But at least I took the time to get educated on the policies to make an informed decision with my vote. Okay, you need to go do the same thing. I don't feel for you because you're making. Hold on. Yeah, take a step back. You're making Gen Z voters look really bad right now. So you're not going to do that on my live. As a fellow Gen Zer, you got to stop that. Okay. So again, take some time.
Can I ask you a question?
No. Take some time. No. Because you're making my generation look like a bunch of idiots. So here's what we're going to do. Take some time. Go Google it. Go to KamalaHarris.com and DonaldJTrump.com and then educate yourself and come back and we can continue talking. Okay. On the count of 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus. Poof. Let's get up our next guest. When I'm straight up telling you about the policy and then you come back and say, oh, I wasn't listening, we're done. We're done. I'm not explaining things 3 times. Slowly but surely. Let's get up our next guest. Oh, that cough is acting up today. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the felon?
Yes.
Ew.
How's your day been?
Why?
To be honest, mate, I can't really vote.
I hear you. I hear the voice. I love when somebody from Europe comes up here and tries to tell us why or we should or shouldn't vote a certain way. I'm going to go get a bucket of tea and toss it in the Boston Harbor for you because apparently Europe has forgotten who's in charge here. All right, let's go do a Boston Tea Party. Who's down? Who's coming with? Who wants to go do a Boston Tea Party? Y'all down? Donald Trump can bust us there the same way he bust all those insurrectionists to insurrect the Capitol. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Sure am.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's real disgusting.
Yeah, hey, at least you know. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Well, first of all, Kamala, or however you say her name.
Why are you voting for a criminal?
She's a criminal. She just
that doesn't make any sense. She's a prosecutor. Just because 2 people have something to do with the criminal justice system doesn't mean that they have the same reason to do with the criminal justice system. She prosecutes criminals. That's what she has to do with the criminal justice system. He is a criminal.
She cannot prosecute
that is what
herself.
He has to do
she
with
cannot
the criminal
prosecute
justice system.
herself.
Man, make it make sense. What crime did she commit?
What crime did she commit?
Right.
Did you not see on the...
What time did she commit?
Excuse me?
Sorry, I'm just making fun of your voice. So what crime did she commit?
Did you not see her at the freak-offs? Do you not see the pictures of her at P. Diddy's freak-offs? And he didn't get in trouble because she was on the Senate there?
What are you talking about? What crime did she commit? And get me a source that says she committed said crime. Can you hurry up?
I don't need to...
No, you don't need to give me a source. That ain't gonna work. Can you even give me a source? Frankly, I would like a source.
You all do resources and policies. This country is doomed.
I mean this respectfully.
She gets elected president.
I mean this respectfully. You come up here and you're saying you're voting for a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and instead of responding as to why you would vote for such a thing, you deflect and claim that a prosecutor who your party claims over prosecutes and is too tough on crime, you're saying she's a criminal herself, which is odd. And then you can't provide me with the source that says she's a criminal. Do you think you're helping yourself? Do you think this makes you look good? Because I think something everybody in the chat.
Why are they giving all the money?
I think
to countries that are bombing Israel?
I think that people in the chat would actually like to see a source on this, and I'm not even talking about her being a criminal because we know that's not true. I think they want a source. Thank you. Okay, one more time, quiet time. So I think everybody wants a source here, and not about her being a criminal because we know she's not. I think people want a source as to whether or not your parents are related because something's going on here that's having you talking like this. Okay. The nonsense you're spewing is beyond human capability. I mean, this took effort. You purposefully tried to uneducate yourself. Like that took effort. That's like getting a 1.2 GPA. You had to try to do that. You skipped class. Okay. So let's unmute you here. What I want you to do is tell me, why are you voting for the criminal?
I am voting for, well, first of all, I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, so I'm not an
return
idiot.
it.
Now, I may be a little bit of country, but
you might want to return it. Ma'am, you just said Donald Trump wasn't a criminal and that Kamala was. You may want to return your criminal justice degree. Just a thought. Where'd you get it?
Where did I get it? I got mine at West Virginia University.
Thank you for telling us.
Yes. I mean, I worked hard for that. What I'm saying is, why is all these American dollars going to other countries and going to immigrants? We have veterans sitting on our street that fought for not only mine, but your freedom and everybody else in here.
You care about veterans?
Yes, I do care about veterans.
You don't. I was taught real young that veterans come first and foremost, because when somebody puts their life on the line to protect yours, you don't undermine them or hurt them. You support them, you back them. But yet Donald Trump, for example, signed a policy that took transgender Americans out of the military. Those who were trying to serve on the front line, protect your life, you took them out of the military. Donald Trump, the guy who dodged the draft. Donald Trump, who called veterans suckers and losers. Donald Trump, who saluted a North Korean soldier. Donald Trump, who exploited the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery for a photo op, to the point where soldiers at said cemetery had to file a police report against him. You want to talk about Donald Trump and soldiers? Really?
Yeah, so
well, maybe don't. Donald Trump.
Where's the policies
I'm not
on
done.
that?
Donald
Where's the
Trump,
proof of that?
Yeah. Simple
Where's
search.
the policy
Donald
and
Trump,
proof?
the guy who didn't negotiate a deal to bring home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan or other Marines because he was too ignorant to accomplish it. Joe Biden brought home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan.
Okay, but let me ask you this one
one
question.
Donald Trump, the guy who wouldn't hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers. You
We were at world peace when Donald Trump was
No,
president.
you weren't.
Yes, we were.
There was a genocide and starvation in Yemen that Donald Trump oversaw. Donald Trump had more drone strikes in 4 years than Obama had in 8. Donald Trump, we could talk about how he abandoned the Kurds. But you don't want to talk about any of that.
I think you all just hate him as a person. You all
I just
hate him
explained
as a person.
policy and stance. That has nothing to do with him as a person. That was his actions. You're
Okay,
just
well, let
pivoting.
me ask
so
you
tell
this.
Me,
Let
let
me
me
ask
ask
you
you
this.
one question. You just asked 7. If you know how to count to 7, that's
Seriously,
what you
dude.
just asked. I'm just
Why
curious.
would you vote
so
for
why are you
somebody
voting
in
for
a rally
felon?
when they
Thank
say
you.
Jesus
Thank
is
you.
Lord?
That's
She
not
says
true.
you're at
You
the
just
wrong
made that
rally.
up. You just made that up. And before we talk about that
No, I
nonsense,
didn't make it up. It's all
before we
over.
talk
It's
about
everywhere.
that nonsense, no, it's on Twitter and it was a BS video. It even got community noted by Elon Musk.
Did you
because
see
he admitted
her
it
when
was
she
fake.
went to the church
Ma'am,
after she said
ma'am,
it? She didn't even know
ma'am,
what she was saying.
ma'am,
She
ma'am,
was just cackling
ma'am,
around.
Ma'am, what you just said, even Elon Musk debunked. Knock it off. 2, I want to
No,
make
it's
very
not
clear
Elon
here.
Musk.
Ma'am,
No.
ma'am. 2, I want to make very clear here, you haven't answered my sole single solitary question. So now I'm going to double down on it. Tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Go ahead.
They needed to finish building the wall.
Ma'am,
Exactly
an
what he was
economic policy that surrounds numerical digits, okay? Not the wall. So tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. Matthew, thank you for the hanging lights. I appreciate it, man.
Well,
Answer
I
the
really
question.
do appreciate when Donald Trump, when I could go to the grocery store to buy for my child.
That's fine and
I
dandy.
just-
The inflation rate today is 2.4%, which is the same thing it was in 2018. So tell me again, what is that one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? Can you answer?
There's not one policy that I can sit here and
I
name.
agree.
I can
There
name
is not
a
one
million.
policy that you could name because there is not one policy.
Yes, there's plenty
Great.
of policies.
Then
Trump
name
is
one.
for America, point
There's-
blank.
You just said there's many policies. Name one.
No.
That economically benefited the middle class. Go ahead.
Trump, they say, Trump, well, you all.
Michael,
Yeah.
thank you so much for the $20 for having to deal with ignorance like this. I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you so much. So anyway, can you hurry up and answer the question? You said that you could name numerous policies, and I asked you for one. You can't do it. Answer.
I can do it.
So answer.
A policy that Trump has made.
Oh my goodness gracious. Are you stalling so you could chat GPT it? You can't just name the title
Well,
of the
I don't
policy
need it
that
because I'm not
economically supported
stupid.
the middle class?
I'm not stupid that's going to vote for somebody that's going to send America to hell in a handbasket. I'm voting
Ma'am,
for a
you
true
literally
American.
are. Can you tell me the policy? If you can't, just say so.
I'm just, why would
Okay, so
you
you
vote
can't.
for somebody?
Ma'am, I
No.
just told you, if you can't name the policy,
Here we
say
go.
so. If you can't name
Why
the
would you
policy,
vote
say
for
you
somebody
can't.
that says you're at the wrong
If you
rally when
can't
that mentions
name-
Jesus Christ?
Ma'am,
Jesus Christ
ma'am,
is our Lord and
you just
Savior.
debunked this. Can you name the policy?
Our Lord and Savior. That's all I
Okay,
need
can
to
you
say.
name the policy?
Seeing her say that.
Thank you for the coral wreath. Can you name the policy? Okay, you can't. Can you tell me what Donald Trump's border policy is?
His border policy?
Policy, right. Don't tell me a talking point. Break down the numbers. What is his policy?
I'm not breaking down. I don't need to break down numbers.
Ma'am, I'm going to urge you to return whatever degree you said you got right back to wherever it came from. I imagine it probably came from McDonald's. You still should return it nonetheless. So tell me again, what is Donald Trump running on when it comes to the border?
Did you not see the buses dropping off immigrants?
Can you tell me what Donald Trump is running on when it comes to the border?
And putting out people of hotels
what is Donald
and schools
Trump's border policy?
For illegal immigrants.
What is Donald Trump's border policy?
Free phones.
Folks,
free
if you haven't already, by the way, if you like what you're hearing, hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family. Or if you want to support me, my Venmo, PayPal, or my bio. All right.
So what are you going to do for money when the red wave hits?
Yeah, I'm going to marry.
Do for money?
Right. I'm going to go right to the source. I'm going to go right to the source.
You're going to have to go get a real job.
Listen closely. I'm telling you.
You're going to have to go get a real job.
Thank you.
Instead of sitting on the internet.
Okay, calm down.
Trying to make yourself look all cool and big because it's going to be a red wave, buddy. And when it's over, yep.
It works for cows. I assume it would work for you. Listen very closely, because at least cows got a little bit more intelligence to recognize when it's time to shut up and they stop mooing. You keep crowing. So listen very closely.
I do crow.
What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to go marry George Soros and become his mistress. Now, you, on the other hand, I still need a response to my question. Tell me what Donald Trump is running on when it comes to the border. What is the border policy?
What's the border policy now? What is
Donald Trump running on? When it comes to the border, what's his border policy? Maybe that time you understood.
You tell me what.
Wow, so you don't know his border policy or his economic policy?
In the last 4
so you
years.
don't know his border policy or his economic policy? You know no policy? You know nothing! You know nothing? You don't know his economic policy or border policy?
No, I know right and I know wrong.
No, man, you don't know right from left. So tell me, what is the border policy he's running on? Krista, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you, Krista.
They tried to assassinate him. They're trying to do everything.
Ma'am, that wasn't even an immigrant. It was a registered Republican. Can you tell me what is Donald Trump's border policy?
I didn't say it was an immigrant.
What is Donald Trump's border policy?
He don't want, if immigrants want to come here, that's fine.
What is Donald Trump's border policy?
I'm trying to tell you, shut up.
Hurry up.
Shut up.
By the time you're done, I could have gone through an entire pregnancy. Can you please tell me what is his policy?
Everybody send his idiot gifts because he's not going to have a job very much longer. Send him all the gifts that he can
you
get.
Hurry up? What is the policy?
His ass is going to have to go to work like
Venmo,
every
PayPal
other
in the
American.
bio. You're right. Now is the time to gift, folks. Venmo, PayPal in the bio. So
Yeah,
can you answer
help
the question
him, guys,
instead of
because he's gonna
pivoting?
be out of work.
I get
Help
that
him.
you're angry.
Send
I
him
need
gifts.
you to answer the question. What is Donald Trump's border policy? You didn't know his economic policy. You admit you don't know his border policy either?
He tries to be like Shamika or whatever the hell her name is.
Let's move on. What is Donald Trump's stance when it comes to abortion? Let's try a social issue. Maybe you'll be more informed on something like that.
On abortions?
Oh my God, you don't know what it is, do you?
For real, dude.
You didn't know an economic policy or border policy. I assume you don't know abortion either. Do you know an abortion
since you're
stance?
so fucking smart, I figured you would know. But no, don't.
Oh my
not
gosh.
for abortions. No.
Okay, my
no
turn.
Abortions.
All right. May I put you on mute for one moment?
Okay.
Okay. Let me break down these candidates for you. And please don't run away midway through. Don't do that nonsense. Okay? I want to make something very clear here. You didn't know an economic policy. You didn't know a border policy. And you don't even know where he stands on abortion, which is arguably the easiest way to know where he stands. Okay? With Kamala Harris, you have a candidate who is a middle-class black woman who comes from a middle-class background and who has never stopped fighting for the middle class. This is a woman who became a district attorney and an attorney general, leading the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, in a state that had the fifth largest economy in the world. And you MAGA Republicans claim she was too tough on crime. When you MAGA Republicans claim all the Democrats are weak on crime, somehow she is the only Democrat you say was too tough on crime. That should tell you enough. Now, also, let's recognize that she had no right becoming a district attorney in America because every card was socioeconomically stacked against her. But she persevered and then not only became a district attorney and attorney general, she also became a senator and vice president and the leading candidate for the presidency. Then we talk about what she accomplished and we look at the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Act, the infrastructure package, policies that we typically associate with Joe Biden, but we have to recognize she was negotiating on. This was Kamala. For example, the Inflation Reduction Act only passed because of Kamala. The infrastructure package was the product of Kamala. So when people are like, Joe Biden did this, Joe Biden did that, take that back right now. That was Kamala, period. Give her her credit. Give her her flowers. And then Kamala Harris continued fighting. Now she's running on a $25,000 down payment for first-time homebuyers, $50,000 for small business entrepreneurs, $6,000 for first-time parents, which, mind you, is a pro-life policy. Donald Trump, did you know, doesn't have a single policy that supports a mother after she gives birth financially? That is not pro-life. That is pro-forced birth. When you're telling a mother you're not going to support her financially so that she could feed her baby, and you're going to force her to carry that fetus to term. Kamala is saying, I'm going to give you the right to choose. And if you choose to have a baby, I'm going to support you. Kamala is saying, you know what? You want to practice your Second Amendment? I'm going to protect it. Donald Trump said, I'm going to violate it. Donald Trump is the only modern day president to have violated the Second Amendment with his bump stock ban. This was overturned in June of this year, marking him as the first modern day president to violate the Constitution, specifically the Second Amendment. Isn't that ironic? Donald Trump said he was going to build the wall. He didn't. Donald Trump said he was going to give us an infrastructure package. He didn't. Donald Trump said he was going to replace the ACA. He didn't. Kamala lowered prescription drug costs. Kamala capped insulin costs. Kamala gave us a border package that would have secured the border in its entirety, but your candidate blocked it. Kamala gave us an infrastructure package that rebuilt our roads and bridges, created tens of thousands of good paying jobs, double the amount of jobs that Donald Trump created, and she only added half the amount of debt that Donald Trump created. But you're going to come up here and say, well, Donald Trump is the right candidate. No, Donald Trump is the right candidate to have his ass thrown into a prison cell. That is the only thing that Donald Trump is the right candidate for. Donald Trump is not the candidate to be serving in the presidency once more. We already saw the failure of a presidency he led us into the first time. And then you MAGA Republicans come up and say, well, life was better 4 years ago. Yeah, when people were losing their lives, when you couldn't get toilet paper at the store, when inflation was skyrocketing and the economy was closed. Sure, yeah, I missed that so much. No. So now again, I'm going to ask you, because I just taught you a whole lot there. Why are you voting for a felon? Try to justify it.
Listen.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, for the $5. Love you so much. Tiffany said not all West Virginia residents are incompetent. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany.
Shut up.
Telling your kid to shut up. Wow. Great parenting. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Even my child knows.
Don't bring your kid into this.
I mean, my child knows evil and good. This is more of a spiritual warfare than anything. It's good vs evil. It's exactly what it's all in the Bible.
Evil. Donald Trump.
No, it's not.
Don't bring up the Bible. Here's my issue with you MAGA Republicans when you bring up the Bible. You use your faith as a cover-up for your hateful rhetoric and intolerance. I'm religious. I believe we're all God's children, but my God is apparently different than yours.
I agree with you on that.
But you agree with me that we're God's children, and yet you and I see God very differently. I see God as somebody who would want us to uplift our neighbors, to support our communities. You see God as a cover-up for your hate and your awful rhetoric that violates the human rights of Americans across the board. You use God as justification for stripping away the rights of women. I use God as justification for fighting for women, for protecting the right to choose. You use God as justification for undermining the rights of voters. I use God as justification for protecting democracy. You use God as justification for undermining workers and saying that they can work a full-time job but not join a union, and I use God by saying we should uplift the middle class, and that's my justification.
Some people are saying I tell my daughter to shut up. I tell my cat to shut up.
Ash, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate it. We use God very differently in these homes, apparently, because my God would want us to uplift our neighbors. Your God apparently is very hateful, and maybe you should find a new one. Just a thought. So where do you want to end this conversation on? We understand that you don't know much. You don't know a single policy Donald Trump is running on, and you have no justification to vote for him. So where do you want to go from here? Where, in your opinion, should I go from here to navigate this conversation? Because at some point, there's not much more for you to go off of, right? What do I ask you? What do I ask you when you know nothing?
I know nothing.
Yes. I'm glad you agree.
You take everything Kamala said and you say it yourself.
Kamala.
Whatever, I don't care what her name is.
I mean, it's pretty easy. What's your name?
It's none of your business.
It's actually pretty simple. Hi, I'm Johnny. What's your first name?
Hi, Johnny. How are you?
You don't know your first name, do you?
Nope, don't.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. So, why are you voting for a felon? Can you?
Because, like I said, it's good versus evil. I'm voting for good.
You're voting for evil. You're voting for the felon.
No.
You're voting for the guy who committed sexual abuse and civil fraud. That is not good. Okay. Hey, chat, is that good or bad? Voting for a felon, is that good or bad? Voting for somebody who committed sexual abuse and civil fraud, is that good or bad? Oh, okay. Everybody agrees. Bad is top comment. Wow. You know, I want you to understand something. We're never going to forget that you voted for him. You understand that, right? In 10 years, when you MAGA Republicans decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to pretend I didn't vote for him. And when people ask, who did I vote for? I'm going to say, well, I didn't vote for Trump. Don't blame me. We're never going to let you forget this.
Good, because I have family that's voting others.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a real hunch that you got family who doesn't talk to you. So you have a good day now, all right? Hold on,
sad,
quiet time. On the count of 3, everybody. Chat, this one's for you. The count of 3. Actually, you know what? I got one more question for you. Ma'am, unmute. You're using religion to justify your hate. I want to know where you stand on abortion.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Where do you stand on abortion?
Well, I actually think it's a woman's choice since I am a woman. But if it was somebody that had got raped or forced upon and the pregnancy was bad, like they got raped, or in that case, yeah. But if it's just being careless, not protection, no birth control, that is your fault. You should have that baby.
Ma'am, what's your weekly cutoff? Right now, it's about 18 to 24 weeks. Do you stand by that? Because that's when a fetus becomes into a viable pregnancy. Or are you saying
I believe that at 8-9 weeks, there's a heartbeat. There is a living baby.
No, ma'am. That's your personal opinion. That is not the science behind it. So again, take the religion out of this.
So when people go for their first ultrasound,
take the religion out of this,
and they have a 7 or 8 week baby.
Take the religion out. You want to put in place an abortion ban before most women even know that they're pregnant. You want to ban their right to an abortion before they even know they're pregnant.
Well, if they're not being
normal.
safe, that's their problem.
Ma'am,
that is their problem.
Get your hands off of the bodies of other women. Just a thought. Okay? Or if you want to stop abortions, why aren't you currently advocating for mandating vasectomies? Did you know that there's not a single law or policy that mandates the body of a man? Only women. So why don't you instead say, you know what, women, you get the right to choose. Men, let's mandate your bodies. Why not?
Well, I've never thought about that, to be honest with you.
I got an idea you haven't been thinking about much. Yeah. So again, let's understand here that if you actually support women, you'd be supporting Kamala. Because Kamala is saying, I'm going to give you the right to choose. If you choose to have an abortion, you have an abortion. According to the restrictions of a state, for example, the 18 to 24 week current restrictions underway will remain, but she will protect your right to choose. Now, you also have Kamala who's saying if you do choose to have a baby, we will give you a $6,000 permanent child tax credit so that you could feed your baby. So that's a permanent child tax credit that will benefit the mother. Donald Trump has no such policy. Donald Trump is saying you don't get the right to choose. I, a white man, say you don't get the right to choose as a woman. And Donald Trump who says, I'm not going to give you any money to financially support your baby after you give birth. That's not pro-life. That's not pro-choice. That is pro-forced birth, and it's giving Handmaid's Tale.
Well, I just think if you're old enough to do what you have to do to have a baby, that you should be responsible.
Ma'am, this isn't, to be clear, people aren't having abortions like buy one, get one. You understand that this isn't like
you don't
get a
live
baker's
where
dozen,
I
your
live.
13th abortion's free.
Where I live,
where you live, it's not like that either. Nowhere is abortion like what you're making it out to be, okay? But Donald Trump's abortion bans have led to women like Kate Cox in Texas not being able to receive an abortion for a non-viable pregnancy to the point where her reproductive organs were damaged. Or Amber Thurman, who, let's get Amber Thurman up here, by the way. Oh, we can't, right, because Donald Trump's abortion ban took her life.
When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. It don't matter.
Whoa.
When Jesus says it's your time to go, that's when you go.
Whoa. I have never been left speechless. That one left me speechless. That was disgusting.
Do you not believe that when
that was awful.
Somebody died in a freak car accident,
that was disgusting.
It's not their time to go?
That was disgusting.
Jesus takes us when he needs us.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, that was sick. Let's get a hocus pocus on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus. Poof! And she's gone. Let's get up our next guest. That was disgusting. What she just said was absolutely disgusting. I mean, oh my gosh. Who says something like that? Do we understand how disgusting what she just said was? That was so gross. Thank you, Dawadi, for the $5. That is so nice. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, tell her to return her degree and get her money back. Yeah, I know. I don't think she had a degree. I think she was fully lying about that because I don't think any accredited university was giving her a degree. Nikki, hi, you're voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Fetus deletus. Parents, get control of your children. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Parents, get your kids. This is not a babysitting service. Hi, Paula. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
On in, Philip. So far, right now, it's looking beautiful.
Paula.
Some clouds out there.
Okay, let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you haven't already, hit the follow button in the top left corner, join our little family, or hit that like button as well. Help us get to 1 million likes. Numerically speaking, we could probably get to 1 million likes in like 15 minutes. Realistically, 4, 2, 4, 3, 20. Yeah. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, sorry, I accidentally joined.
Oh, no, you're good. You have a good one, man. Let's get up our next guest. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, America. Don't be shy. If you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request, your favorite convicted felon of these United States. Hello, guests. Are you voting for Donald Trump? All right, 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Let's get up our next guest. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get a guest up here on my live stream, and maybe they won't run away. You know, I'm a singer. You guys might not have known that. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's gross.
Well, I just turned 19 and for now I'm voting for Trump, but I'm still learning.
I mean this sincerely. I don't need it. I've talked to enough young voters at the age of 19 coming up here, telling all the middle class parents, adults, and I mean this sincerely. You know, young Americans have a lot of experience, and this is coming from a young American. But if you're going to come up here and tell middle class Americans as a fetus why they should support Donald Trump, who stripped money out of their pockets, middle-class Americans, then you're just going to have to, I ain't playing. You make us Gen Zers look real dumb when you do that, so I'm not going to stick by that. Michelle, hi, are you voting for the criminal?
Hi! No. No.
Thanks for coming on, Michelle. Then let's get up our next guest. Hi, guest. You voting for Donald Trump?
Is this for me?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Thank you. I didn't know you were going to take my call. You said all the time.
Are you voting for Donald Trump? Oh my gosh, 3 times?
Of course. You are retired. Why are you always complaining about Donald Trump being...
So we had a couple parents come up who spoke about their children who had learning disabilities, who also had autism, but were brilliant in so many ways. Pay attention to the rhetoric coming from MAGA Republicans like that one. I want you to pay attention to what they're doing. Hayden, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? John, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love, John. Let's get up our next guest. Man, some of these people. Oh my gosh. Also, to be clear, taking a step back to that last guy, Donald Trump ain't your candidate if you're walking around like, reevaluate your life. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, goodbye. Next up. Oh, this one again. Ew.
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Can you wait a second? Ugh, I have like a hair in my mouth. Do you want a smidgen?
No.
Too bad. You weren't getting one anyway. So why are you voting for a felon?
Because Kamala and everything she's doing is dangerous.
Kamala? English is a pretty easy language. It's Kamala. Okay, so why are you voting for the felon? And this time, try to say why you're voting for the felon. And here's a challenge for you. Don't say Kamala's name. And if you are going to say her name, say it right. Go ahead.
I just don't believe that she has...
You just did it again. Can you try to say why you're voting for the criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster? Stick on Donald Trump. Don't mention her. Good luck.
He's going to get rid of all the woke stuff.
Wow. How old are you? Okay. Fetus deletus. Poof! And he's gone. Let's get up our next guest. That was wild. That was wild. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep, Trump 2024. I'm a combat veteran, 3 tours, and I'm definitely voting for Trump.
Wow, thank you for your service. But certainly no thank you for, being ignorant enough to vote for the guy who dodged the draft, spit on the graves of soldiers, mocked the legacy of John McCain, saluted a North Korean soldier, refused to bring home Marines like U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, refused to hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers, and for voting against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the candidate who put forth the PACT Act. Are you out of your mind?
Well,
and I mean this sincerely. Hold on. I mean this sincerely. My question is, are you out of your mind?
No. Can I talk now?
Okay. No.
Okay. Let me know when I can. I'll
go talk in a corner and talk alone. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
You don't let anyone speak, you fucking gay faggot.
You stuttered on that, really?
I'm what, bitch? I'm what? Come to the UK.
You couldn't even get it out right. You couldn't even get it out right. You were stuttering as you said it. Do I make you nervous? I make you nervous? Okay, bye. In honor of the Europeans who are getting triggered by this live stream, I'm going to go buy a barrel of tea and throw it into the Boston Harbor, because I think it's time we remind them who's boss.
No.
Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
That's gross.
Do you want to know why?
Not really, but I guess if you want to go ahead and talk about it. Fine.
Yeah, because I have seen, there's a lot of charges against Donald Trump, sure.
Yes, many of them.
Yeah, but I have
He is a criminal after all.
Yeah, but I have seen a lot of video clips of like Biden sniffing young girls' hair. And also his son,
first off, that ain't true about Joe Biden. And secondly, even if you, to be clear, not true, but let's say in this alternate reality that was true, I still don't care because Joe Biden's redundant to me. Let's be so clear. Joe Biden could go retire and I just would not know, right? Because I do not care about Joe Biden. He's not running for office. He's not going to be my president in a few months. Right. He's so redundant to me. It's beyond belief. Okay. This is like you bringing up Richard Nixon. I do not care. So why are you voting for a criminal?
It's like if Joe Biden can get away with that, then I think Donald Trump can do some of this and get away with this.
What? Hold on. That makes zero sense. What you just said was disgusting. Oh my gosh. You take the cake. You take the cake for worst argument I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. My God, chat. What was that? What was that? Wow, your argument is that you think other people are committing crimes so Donald Trump can commit sexual abuse? Oh my gosh. So let's do you want to do a do-over? You can try again. Do you want to do a do-over?
No.
Oh no, you want to stick to that? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're advocating for sexual abuse. Why?
Sexual abuse.
Do you have a wife?
What do you mean?
Do you have a wife?
No.
I can tell. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Because, Biden is just as bad as Trump. That's what
Biden's not running for president. And to be clear, you're saying he did these things. He didn't. But let's say he did. Still don't care. He's not running for president. So let's stick to the candidates. It's Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Maybe you're sundowning. Or is this why you're forgetting so much? Tell me why you're voting for the criminal, Donald Trump. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe I just don't like her. Maybe that's
right. Okay. Yeah. So you have no argument to be had here. Typically, when somebody calls from the center, they give a more coherent argument than this. Did you guys have your scripts tossed away? What's going on? What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on?
I have nothing to say here now.
I can tell.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Yo, how do I quit this?
You really don't know how to operate a cell phone.
Nah.
Call center's running out of money, huh? Oh my gosh.
Maybe I can say this. Maybe you can just.
You're welcome. Oh my gosh, what was that? Thank you so much, John, for the $5. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, John. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm a Canadian, for what it's worth. Terrified Trump is going to win.
He is not going to win. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I'm voting for Kamala.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming up. Let's get some W Kamalas in the chat. Thank you very much. Let's get some W Kamalas in the chat. W Kamalas. Trying to get up our next guest. I think we're running out of guests because all the MAGA Republicans are scared to come talk to me. Don't be scared, MAGA. If you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Do you want to talk or no? Okay. She got camera shy. Let's get up our next one. Folks, what are you all doing for lunch, by the way? Y'all doing anything good for lunch? It's about lunchtime. It's 3 o'clock on the East Coast, almost 12 on the West Coast. What are y'all getting for lunch? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody said kava. Kava sounds so good. I was in Philly the other day. Kava in Philly is so good. It just hits different in Philly. I had New York City kava, and let me tell you something. New York City kava is not it, okay? Okay, y'all ever have New York City kava? Don't. Philly kava, that was good kava. Hi, guys. Tanner, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's gross. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Tanner, this isn't your first time up.
Yeah, I know. You kick me out every single time I join.
Tanner, well then I'm going to kick you out again. Goodbye. Fun fact, Tanner was waiting 45 minutes to come talk to me. That was 45 minutes of his life he's not getting back. Hi, Tanner. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am, yeah.
That's gross. How old are you?
I'm 21.
James, thank you so much for the $25 from George Soros. Thank you so much, George Soros and James. Thank you. Yeah, so you're voting for the felon, civil fraudster, sexual abuser because?
I have a question.
No, you can answer my question.
I know, but you do this every time.
Yeah, and you can answer my question. Here's a life lesson for you. This is my live stream. When you step into it and request to join, because I didn't invite you, you requested, and I let you in, wipe your feet off on the virtual doormat and answer my question.
All right. Well, I'd like you to... Okay. I will answer your question.
No, yeah, I'm done playing with you. I don't ask something 3 times. Let's get up our next guest. There's a long list of guests here. I'm really not playing. Like, do I look like I'm the one? Because I can assure you I'm not. Maybe somebody else, but it ain't me. Let's get up our next guest. Bow, 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 bow. Pew, 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 pew. Slowly but surely, we're going to get someone up here. Come on, folks. I think that, like, they think they're going to come up here and, like, be disrespectful like that. And it's just, I'm really not the one. Like, Jake, hi. You voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's gross.
Why is that gross?
You know why that's gross, right? So why are you voting for a felon?
Why am I voting for a felon? So,
yeah.
Or let me ask you a question real quick.
Can you answer my question?
Yeah, there's a few reasons.
Pick a spot.
So I am younger, and
chat while he's talking. Go ahead, continue. We're not talking to you. Continue.
So I'm younger, and started working, and I cannot afford to move out. I cannot afford a lot of things. And, in the last 4 years, when Trump was in
What is the
office-
inflation rate right now?
When Trump was in office, I was able to afford
What is the
things.
inflation rate right now?
Okay, but why are gas prices and why are grocery prices and why is everything else so high? Why are they lower when
Why
Trump
is
was in office?
everything else so high? Again, the inflation rate right now is 2.4%.
No, I understand
The inflation
that.
rate in 2018 was 2.4%. So if the inflation rate is down, that means that the Biden-Harris administration did their job. But if grocery costs are still high at the grocery store, why might that be?
I'm sorry, you cut out just a sec.
Okay, so one more time. If the inflation rate is identical to what it was in 2018, but grocery store costs are still high, why might that be? Chat, pick one while he figures it out. Do you? It's a 2-word answer. You know what it is. Come on.
And what's that?
Okay, again, one more time. If inflation is identical to what it was in 2018, why are costs at the grocery store still high?
Why should it be? Or why are prices when Trump was in office? If inflation
So
rate
let's recognize
roughly
something.
the
It's
same?
called corporate greed. It's greedflation and shrinkflation. Corporations are hiking up the cost on their product higher than that of the rate of inflation. For example, you look at Kroger, who's currently getting investigated for price gouging. Okay?
And
you recognize that?
That's nuts. Like, that's not.
But you have PepsiCo, for example, that owns Gatorade, and they hiked up the cost on Gatorade and shrunk down the size by 4 ounces. So that's price gouging. So when you're saying, well, my costs at the grocery store are too high, that has nothing to do with Biden-Harris. That has to do with grocery stores and corporations. Point your finger at them. But Donald Trump is saying, you know what? Yeah, I will point my finger at them, and I'm going to give them a 14% corporate tax deduction that led to an $8 trillion deficit for middle-class consumers. Okay. You're voting for the wrong candidate here if you're concerned about inflation.
No, so I was just... So basically, I just have a few questions for you. So...
But you can't break down why you're actually voting for the felon for me. I'm not the one voting for a felon.
When he was in office, the economy was 10 times more stable than it is now.
Well, that's not true. Also, let's recognize if you think the economy was more stable then than it is today.
Why can't we give people? Why can't we give the hurricane? We give people $750.
Take a step back.
What is that going to do?
If you want to talk about instability, look no further than Donald Trump's Truth Social stocks as they tank. 2, if you want to talk about stability, you ought to credit Barack Obama for the strong economy he handed over to Donald Trump that Donald Trump inherited after 8 years of Barack Obama's work. Let's also recognize here that you're saying, well, Donald Trump's economy was stable. It was pre-pandemic, thanks to Obama. When that pandemic hit, the economy went into a tizzy and it crashed. That right there is not Joe Biden's fault. Neither is that Donald Trump's fault. That is a global pandemic. Understood? So when you say, well, the economy back then was more stable, yes, thanks, Obama. Obama didn't have a pandemic. Donald Trump and Joe Biden did. Okay? Great. So now tell me again, can you name one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class?
I'm sorry, what's that? My connection's terrible.
It's really not. It says your connection's fine, so respond.
Can you repeat your question without acting like a fucking asshole?
Cry more. Answer the question. You heard it.
Okay,
your connection's
so
not bad.
Question, right?
No, you're not going to ask me a question. You're going to answer the question. If you weren't listening, then say that. But your connection wasn't bad. John, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it, John. What'd you just say? Okay, cry more. You're running around saying the F slur. Come on. Man up. You're acting like a fucking child. Like, what is this? They come up here like MAGA Republicans run around saying the F slur, the N word. Huh? You get so emotional because I'm capable of mentally slapping you down that you guys run around insulting. It makes no sense. And it's not even really an insult because it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. It's just you kind of crying. So you think of what it's like a child, right? When a child gets really angry, so they yell the F word and they get like really angry. So they say the first word that comes into their mind to insult the most people, but it just doesn't sound the same. It's not as insulting when it's a grown ass man doing it. Now it just looks stupid. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's gross. How old are you?
I'm 56.
Gotcha. So why do you want to throw away your Social Security?
I'm not. I would.
Oh my gosh, ma'am. Your connection is so bad, it might as well be MAGA Mobile. What's going on? Are you talking into a Nokia 1999? Might be time to upgrade. Suzette, come back. Suzette, don't leave me. Okay, goodbye. Dun, 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 dun. Folks, if you want to support me and you like what you're hearing today, my Venmo and PayPal are in my bio. Or hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family. Would love to have you here. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? 3, 2, 1. Let's get up our next guest. Whoops. Sorry. Didn't mean to pause that. Okay. Johnny, do you like Olive Garden? Olive Garden's okay. It's okay. I like Panera Bread. Panera Bread's phenomenal. I love Panera Bread. Panera Bread is like... just there's something about the onion soup, you know? You know, onion soup is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Trying to get up a guest here, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. It's what Melania says to me every night. Slowly but surely. Okay, so this guest isn't coming up. We'll try the next one. You fake doctor. Let's get up the next. Okay, that one didn't come up. Let's try the next one.
What are you talking about?
Did you just say something?
Yeah, why do
Okay, can you wait a second? Because I'm kind of doing something right now.
Why do all
can you hold on? Take a second. Chill. All right. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Childish.
Are you going to answer the question, or do you want to go cry? Do you need a tissue?
Childish.
Tissue. Go on, get out of your system. Go on.
I mean, you're called also childish, but you're...
All right, he's not going to answer. Let's get up our next guest. Maybe somebody who can be more productive in a conversation. Slowly but surely. I love when MAGA Republicans are like, Johnny, you're rude. And it's like, no, you know what's rude? Stripping away the rights of women. That's rude. Mocking transgender Americans and Americans with disabilities, LGBTQ plus Americans, Black Americans, mocking middle-class Americans, mocking small business entrepreneurs, mocking veterans. That's rude. But that's what you MAGA Republicans do. Kimmy, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
That's gross.
No, it's not.
It really is. Sorry to break the news to you, hun. So why are you voting for the criminal? Noel, thank you for the $2 for the Panera Fund. Thank you so much. So why are you voting for the criminal?
He's not a criminal. It's just a lot of people spitting a lot of shit. They should really check into Camilla saying she's black.
Queen Camilla? Queen Escort? Or Queen Consort? Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. My goodness gracious, Johnny. What a slip. So tell me again. Why are you voting for the felon?
I haven't seen any kind of proof about him being any kind of felon.
Well, then, ma'am, that's you having your head under a rock. I don't know what to tell you.
Kamala being black?
Ma'am, can you please say her name right?
She's Hindu. Indian.
Calm down. Goodness gracious. My gosh. Ma'am, I'm going to try to unmute you. Unmute now. Let's have a conversation. You know that Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts, found liable of sexual abuse, and found liable of civil fraud. But you're trying to say that you won't vote for Kamala Harris solely because what? You believe that Donald Trump is the victim of political persecution? Once you figure out how to unmute your phone, let's have a conversation and dive a little deeper into that. Can you unmute? The ignorance is beyond me. This is insane. Kimmy, come on. It's the button that looks like a microphone. Can you unmute? Apparently she doesn't know how. Kimmy, you have somebody there. Oh, she ran away. Okay, let's get up our next guest. Apparently she got nervous. Let's get up our next guest.
Hello.
Hello. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I am not. I just wanted to remind Kimmy that Donald Trump was accused of SA in 1992 and 1994 of a 12-year-old girl and then two 14-year-old girls.
You know,
so that's why I'm not voting for him.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about that though.
Even though it's written in black and white. It is literally written in court documentation.
Yeah, but they don't want to talk about that. They'd rather talk about Donald Trump's haircut, which, mind you, I stole his toupee. It's right here.
Oh my God, you got some corn?
Thank you for coming up, Kat. You have a good one.
You too.
That's funny right there. That's funny right there. Oh, I forgot to do this. We have a runner. Moo! Moo! I forgot we had a runner. We got a runner! Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Yes.
And what? Do you think that's, like, amusing? Do you think that makes you quirky? You're not like other girls because you're voting for the criminal. Congratulations. So why are you voting for a felon?
Well, first of all, I don't think that he was a felon. I think that he was
How is he not a felon? The justice system says he's a felon. Are you a judge? No? Oh, are you an attorney? No?
I think you're very
Were you
rude.
on the jury?
I think you're very rude.
Oh, do you know what else is rude?
I think
voting. Hey, do you know what else is rude? What's rude is when you vote for a convicted felon. Yeah, cry more, Hazel. What's rude? Hey, Hazel, cry more. Hazel, cry more for me. Okay, but this time, cry into my cup so I could drink the tears later. So listen real closely. You're voting for a felon and you say I'm rude? Ma'am, you're voting for somebody who is violating the rights and freedoms of Americans, from those who exercise the Second Amendment to women. Right? Like, we're talking about a woman's right to choose. But that's rude. Voting against rights, freedoms, that is rude. But okay, let's not entertain this further. You tell me, why are you voting for the criminal? Go ahead. Hurry up and unmute. I ain't got all day. You know how to do it. Don't act like you don't. It's the button that looks like a microphone. Hazel, there is a button on your screen. It looks like a microphone. You simply click that button and you can unmute. It's really not that hard. It's not that hard. There you go.
I'm sorry, but I don't make my living off of TikTok, so I'm not as versed as you. And
I don't make my living off of TikTok. People. Thank you very much. I make my living out of being George Soros's mistress. So tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal?
Okay, he's not a criminal. It's actually the United States. The
Who says he's not a criminal?
Is decomposing before our eyes.
Who says he's not a criminal?
Foundation.
Who says he's not a criminal?
Can I ask you a question?
No, you can answer what I just said. Who said?
What is your heritage?
Who said? Hazel, chat, pick a spot. Ma'am, you're going to tell me who just said that Donald Trump isn't a criminal. I need a source on this. You can't just say something and run away, right? So go get a source. I'll wait.
You believe in black people? How many black
did you just ask me if I believe? Ma'am, you just asked me if I. Ma'am, Hazel,
have been convicted and later found to be innocent.
Hazel,
you told me that.
Cry more. Hazel, you just asked me if I believe in black people. Yes, I do. Do they not exist? What do you mean? Do I believe in black people? What? Okay, second question. If you're curious about black Americans being wrongfully convicted, look no further than the Central Park Five, who Donald Trump took full-page ads out in newspapers to unalive them via the unalive penalty for something that they didn't do, they were exonerated on. Okay, so unmute and explain that. Chat, I'm going to pick this one, chat.
No.
Yeah, I'll pick your space.
Okay.
Not you, Hazel. Continue talking.
Answer the question. Has a black person been convicted, yes or no, for a murder that they did not convict? Tell me that. Has a black person been sentenced to death for a murder that they have not committed?
Well, if they did,
yes or no? Yes or no?
Ma'am, I'm trying to speak. Can I speak?
Answer the question. You can say yes or no.
I'm trying.
You can say yes or no. What is your answer?
So Donald Trump probably took a full page out in the newspaper to unalive them, I'm sure, if they were exonerated. That seems to be something he does. So again, will you tell me?
Can you be exonerated from a death sentence? Yes or no?
Will you tell me again? Donald Trump took a full page out.
The fact that you're evading,
this isn't evading. Shut up or I'll shut you up. It's real damn easy. Listen very closely. Okay, I'm entertaining you because I'm playing tic-tac-toe with the chat and you're like background music. You're kind of redundant though, low-key, right? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You're voting for a civil fraudster, sexual abuser, felon, and you're suggesting that he is the victim of political persecution. The only reason I didn't dive into that aspect of the conversation yet is because I don't want to make you cry, but we can do that. Now, if you're going to come on here and say, well, you care about Black Americans who are being wrongfully convicted, as do I, you should then hold Donald Trump accountable for taking full page newspaper advertisements out in papers like the New York Times and New York Post to hold the Central Park Five accountable for a crime they didn't commit, where he said they should be unalived for said crime. So let's talk about political persecution. Do you think that Donald Trump was the victim of political persecution? Yes or no?
Yes.
Answer that question.
Yes.
Chat, which one did you want? Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Was Hunter Biden also the victim of political persecution? Yes or no?
No.
No? So it's a Democrat, can't be political persecution. If it's a Republican, then it is political persecution. Let's better understand this and break it down a little bit further. Hunter Biden is more politically relevant than Donald Trump. He is the current son of the sitting president. We understand that? Donald Trump is a private citizen who decided to run for the presidency after he was charged, not before. So now let's also better understand that if you're going to be a hypocrite on this subject, at least own up to it. Say your name is Hazel and you're a hypocrite. Go ahead. Oh, I think the chat just beat me.
Okay.
Good job, you guys.
I believe.
Can we get some W's, chat? Can you shut up for a moment? Ma'am, cry more. Cry more. You couldn't answer the simple question. You got scared. That's on you. Chat, can we get some W's for you guys? You won. Nice job. Let's go chat. W chat. That's phenomenal. W chat in the chat, please. Okay, ma'am, I understand you're crying, and this is exactly why I wasn't going to go down the political persecution route. Can you stop crying? Can you stop crying? Can you stop crying?
Don't stop.
Can you stop crying? Can you stop crying?
You're amazing.
I know. Can you stop crying? So again, why are you voting for a criminal? You said he was the victim of political persecution, but you're saying that Hunter Biden isn't, which is a hypocrisy at its finest. My next question to you would be this. Do you believe that Donald Trump committed a crime?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you believe that Joe Biden committed a crime?
I don't know. I don't know. If he
okay, so you don't know that Joe Biden did or did not commit a crime, but you know for a fact that Donald Trump didn't. That's hypocrisy 2. Hypocrisy 3 lies no further than the fact your own Speaker of the House and the Republican caucus who investigated Joe Biden acquitted him. Also made very clear when Marjorie Taylor Greene filed an impeachment hearing against him, as Mike Johnson, your Republican speaker, smacked it down, that Joe Biden conducted no wrongdoing. So your own party says he's not a criminal, but you're saying you don't know if he is. Yet somehow you know that Donald Trump isn't when the criminal justice system says Donald Trump is a criminal. Ma'am, I'm pointing out your hypocrisy and you're not listening. I'm really not your therapist. You seem to be confusing me for somebody else. If you need therapy, seek it, but it ain't going to be here. So you want to have a conversation? We could do that. If you're going to keep crying and screaming, go somewhere else. Listen, if you're going to cry and scream, take me out on a date first.
Literally, the reason why I'm doing this is because that's what you want people to do on your channel. If you're going to cry and scream, take me out to dinner first. I'm not crying. I'm not screaming. You are crying.
We hear the shake in your voice. This isn't that dramatic. Calm down. So again, Donald Trump is a criminal. You're a hypocrite for saying Hunter Biden's not the victim of political persecution when you say Donald Trump is. You're a hypocrite when you say you don't know if Joe Biden did or didn't commit a crime when your own party says he didn't, and Donald Trump, the justice system, says he did commit a crime, but you said he didn't. You've been a hypocrite on 2 counts now. If you're a hypocrite on 1 more count, you get a free coupon for an abortion. Okay?
You still, let me ask, you still never answered my question if a black man has ever been put to death for a murder that he did not commit. You never answered that question.
Then Donald Trump certainly took out a full-page advertisement in a paper to make it happen. So tell me again, why are you voting for the felon? The question I've been asking you since the get-go of this conversation that you refuse to respond to.
You showed zero empathy for
I show zero empathy for you.
Ma'am,
you don't care about black men. Ma'am, you don't care about black men. Right? You're voting for Donald Trump. Understood? Ma'am, you are voting for the guy who took out full-page advertisements out in a paper to unalive those who are exonerated on a crime. Black men. You understand that they are currently suing him for... Ma'am, hold on. You understand those black men are currently suing him for defamation. Don't talk about black men up here. Tell me again, why are you voting for the felon? Pick yourself up from the bootstraps and answer the damn question. It ain't that hard.
Because you're
answer the question.
You have...
Answer the question.
What was
Answer
your
the question.
What
You
was
didn't
your
hear that
question?
simple question I now
What was your
asked 12
question?
times and counting.
What? And I've answered it 12 times. And
What did I
counting.
ask you?
You asked me if I have a problem with the justice system.
Nope, that's not what I asked you.
Yeah,
what
it
did I
is.
ask you 12 times now and counting? See, you
You've
are so
asked me-
stuck in your
you've asked
emotions.
me if
You're
I have a
stuttering
problem
now.
with the
Calm down.
justice system.
You are stuttering now. Calm down. So listen very closely and I'll ask you.
stuttering.
You are.
I'm
and
not
listen
stuttering.
very closely. I'll ask you one more. Maybe I could get an answer out of you this time. The fact that you don't know what I have asked now well over a dozen times speaks volumes to how ignorant you are. One more time, I will ask you. You're getting a baker's dozen out of me on this one. Why are you voting for the felon? I didn't even ask you for a statistic or percentage yet. If you think that's a tough question to answer, you just wait.
Okay, so let me get this right. You're asking me if I have a problem with the justice system.
No, I'm asking you why you're voting for the felon. How'd you misunderstand that?
I don't think
How'd you
I
misunderstand that question?
I think
Why are you voting for the felon? Repeat after me. Why are you voting for the felon? I want to know that we don't have a processing issue
okay,
here.
fine. I'm voting for the felon because I have a problem with the justice system. How's that?
Haha, you called him a felon. So you admit he's a felon. Great.
Yeah. Thank
Tell me
you.
one
Yeah.
policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand your question because
Oh,
you're
sorry.
repeating
So
my
it's a
question.
processing issue. Let me try again. One policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. If you want, I could write it on a piece of paper if you're a visual learner.
Okay, I know that when Donald Trump was president, I had less problems with money. It cost me less money to go to the grocery store.
Why?
Because he was putting power in businesses. He wasn't putting
Stacy,
power
thank
in
you so much for the $10 and Alejandro. Thank you so much for the $12. Oh, and I see your message too. I'm gonna look into that. That's wild, Alejandro. Thank you, Stacy and Alejandro, for the love. Did you say something? I wasn't listening to you.
No, that's okay. I wasn't listening either.
So you want to answer the question? Oh, you weren't listening to yourself? That's kind of funny. Wow, you're too ignorant for yourself. That's crazy. So why are you voting for the felon? Break it down. I asked you about that economic policy. Can you list it?
Okay, so I'm going to let you know it's because I have a problem with the justice
economic
system.
policy is what?
The economic policy
is what?
I don't know. I'm a voter.
Okay.
I'm not in Congress. I'm a voter.
Yeah, every voter in this chat can name an economic policy by Donald Trump. Just you can't. So that's on you. Don't associate yourself with other voters because you can't do something that everybody else can, right? So again, everybody else can name an economic policy that Donald Trump passed. I'm talking about MAGA Republicans and Democrats. You're the only one who can't. So can you tell me what that economic policy is? Go ahead.
Yes, I can.
Okay, what is it? I'm glad that you finally got ChatGPT on your hand here. What you got?
Okay, so the economic policy is that I don't know, maybe economic policy. Economic policy. Oh, I know. How about the migrant one? The migrant one? The migrant one?
You're talking about immigration?
Yeah.
Okay, so the economy isn't immigration.
It isn't?
No.
So migration doesn't have.
Do you know what
anything
the
to do with
economy means? Do you know what the economy means?
Economy.
Can you define it?
Can I define economy?
Yes.
Are you asking me to define something for you? Because immigration is something that affects all of us.
Okay, everybody. At some point, when do we ask ourselves when it is time to implement a cognitive test before somebody casts a vote? Like at what point? Right, yeah. At what point do we have people like Hazel complete a cognitive test before they vote? Because this is just borderline dangerous at this point. Okay. All right. On the count of three, everybody, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus, poof, and she's gone. Wow, the magic is real in America. Oh gosh, the magic is real. We did it, everybody. We cast the conspiracy theorist away from us. They're gone. Woo! Goodness gracious. That was painful. That was really bad. Hi, Adrian. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell no.
You and I both. Thank you for coming up. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button. Help us get to 1 million likes. Can we get to 1 million likes in like before 3:30 on the East Coast, 12:30 on the West Coast? 5 minutes. If everybody's tapping their screen right now, I feel like we can get to 1 million likes. Please tap your screen. I would love to get to 1 million likes before we end the live stream this afternoon. Please tap that screen. Jessa, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Oh, my dogs are barking. Guys, knock it off or you're going to Springfield. I'm talking about you. I'm sorry. Their plane's not until this evening. So why are you voting for the criminal?
His education policies. It's important to me.
The guy who says he wants to defund the Department of Education. You're voting for the man who says he wants to defund the Department of Education based off of his education. Are you out of your mind? Man, he said he wants to defund the Department of Education. What is this? Ma'am, there's no education policy. He said he wants to defund the Department of Education. Fuck are you talking about education policies?
They're literally useless.
Ma'am.
So I like school choice.
Ma'am, you said you were voting for him based off of an Hold on, give me a second. You said you're voting for... Oh my gosh, the tears in my eyes. You said you're voting for him based off of his education policies. He said he wants to defund the Department of Education. Are you okay? Ma'am, are you good?
So I like the fact that he wants to...
Ma'am, it ain't 5 o'clock yet. What are you sipping on? Ma'am, it ain't even 5 o'clock yet. What are you sipping on? What's going on here?
I don't drink alcohol.
Well, then maybe stop, taking the whatever you're taking because this ain't it.
None of that either.
All right, Jessica, goodbye.
So,
poof, there it is. Ma'am, it ain't 5 o'clock. it ain't time. It's time to put the cup down. That's what it's time for. Okay? It's time to put the cup down. Can smell something. It smells like it smells like a little skunk. It smells a little skunky, man. Maybe put it down. Okay? All right, folks, this is why the only thing you should be lighting up is a candle. Or else you end up like Jessa. Slowly but surely we'll get somebody who's coherent up here. Folks, we already got to 1 million likes. Y'all are too awesome. That's awesome. You're too quick. Thank you, folks, for liking the live. I appreciate the love. Let's try to get up our next guest here. Somebody commented Messa Jessa. Y'all are wild for that. All right, I think we're running out of guests here. I mean, we have a long list of guests, but I could tell by their profile photos that some of these people are either a little kooky or their parents are related. So I don't know we even want to get them up here. We might end up calling it for a little bit and come back a little later. Because I don't need to be talking to an Uncle Daddy. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't got to talk to Uncle Daddy and Auntie Mama. All right, I'll try a couple more. Gonna try a couple more. I ain't got to talk to Auntie Mama and Uncle Daddy. Uncle Grandpa, is that you? Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Voting for Kamala. You are hilarious, man.
Let's get some W's in the chat. Thank you for coming out, Jordan. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Folks, this is all about education, and it's also about entertainment. If we're going to be here talking about policy, we might as well have some fun while we do it. Don't you all agree? Right? If we're going to sit here talking about policy and education, we might as well be entertaining as we do it. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, but I have a question. Can you please help me with this answer?
Can you message me?
Because it seems to be a debate amongst... It becomes a debate amongst...
Message me. Message me. Thank you. I got you. I appreciate it. I'll keep an eye out for the message. Oh, he ran away. We got a runner. No! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. Let's herd the cattle. Where's our cows at? No. Got a runner. I love when we have a runner. The cowbell is honestly the best part of my day. I'll tell you what. Love that cowbell. I wake up in the morning, folks, and I'm like, I can't wait to ring the cowbell as I watch MAGA Republicans sprint away. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Hey there. I'm voting for neither. They're both criminals.
Congratulations. You're quirky. You're not like other girls. You're unique. Wow. I hope you have the attention you were so seeking. Wow. Yay. Good for you. You're voting for nobody. Woo. Congratulations. My gosh. Wow. You want a cookie? Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
For
Fetus, deletus, poof, and they're gone. Fetus deletus is a beautiful spell, but it is banned in a couple states. Can't use the spell fetus deletus in Alabama. Let's get up our next guest. Bow, bow, bow. Michael, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Well, I'm a child.
Fetus, deletus, poof! Again, that is a spell you can't use in Alabama, but it is a very... Oh, thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Let's try to get up our next guest. Hi, guest.
Hi, Queen.
You want a smidgen?
No. Hi, Queen. I'm voting for Donald Trump. Free prep for all. I don't want rape refugees in my ass anymore.
Okay. I think you need to have like a personal journey. Like the closets class. Like if you're going through all that and you think you're, I mean, that wasn't even being homophobic anymore. That was that was self-hate. You know what I mean? Anyway, fetus deletus. Poof, cry more. All we're getting now are fetuses. What's going on? MAGA, get your kids. Get your kids. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I love eating my corn the long way.
Congratulations. Man, MAGA Republicans today, they are in it. We might be going through all the crazy ones now. Hi, Andrea. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm voting for Johnny.
Thanks. Folks, I think we're going to call it here. Let's all go get lunch. I think they're all running scared at this point. Now we're just going through all the Uncle Daddies and the crazy ones who eat corn the long way, you know? I think we're just going through the nuts. I think we went through all the, not normal ones, but like, you know, the ones who knew how to speak a coherent statement. Because now they're all just coming up and they're like emotional. They're all just crying at this point, you know? MAGA Republicans, sincerely, with kids like that, might be time to change your stance on abortion. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Anyhow. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to go eat these smidgens. What are you guys doing for lunch? What are you guys doing for lunch? Actually, you know what? Let's do something fun real quick. Are you ready? This will be fun. Hold on. This will be fun, I promise. This will be fun, I think. Let's try. Hold on. Watch this, guys. Let's see if we can do it. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? Hello? Okay. Oh, no, you're good. Next up. Let's see. Let's see if I can make this work. You're going to Olive Garden? Domino's? Domino's sounds so good right now. Cheddar's? What's Cheddar's? Is that a restaurant? Is that like a franchise? It might be a regional thing. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get a guest up here. Maybe. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get a guest up here. Slowly but surely. Yeah, they're thinning out. They're all running away. All right, let's try one more. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum. All right, you know what? Maybe we call it. We're gonna call it. We'll come back. Whoops. You ever accidentally invite somebody? I want to say, I think it's funny that some of these MAGA Republicans have been waiting like 2 hours to talk, and they just wasted 2 hours of their time. The same way that MAGA Republicans tried wasting the time of women by overturning their right to choose, a right that they fought decades for, I'm happy to waste their time, the last 2-3 hours of their life, by not letting them up here. I'm happy to do that. It's my public service. It's my public service, you know? I think that's a valid justification. Hi, Eric. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Good. I'm up. How's it
Eric, are
going?
you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
You know what's funny? It says you were waiting a half hour to talk to me. Ready? Poof. That's a half hour of your life you're never getting back. Aw. You sad. Hi, Bella. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Gotcha. Bella, it says you were waiting 32 minutes to talk to me. And poof, that's 32 minutes of your life you're never getting back. Who wants to go next? Who wants to go next? Anybody else? Anybody else? Max, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Or are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, I was going to, but you make it.
Cool. Poof. It's 40 minutes right there. Let's try one more. Folks, I'm only doing this because it's lunchtime. Dustin, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey, yes, I am.
Cool. And that's 56 minutes for Dustin. Goodbye. That's 56 minutes of your life you are never getting back. Thank you. Wow, I'm eating these minutes up like AT&T. This is great. I'm having a good time. Hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
And that's an hour and 7 minutes you're not getting back. This is fun. You guys want to keep going? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. This is great. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hi, can you...
Hour and 14 minutes. Oh, this guy was already up. Let's get up the next one. All right, folks, let's have a real conversation this time. Let's have a serious conversation. Bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-da-ba-da-bum bum bum ba-dum bum. Okay, they're not coming up. Let me try to get one that's normal. Not normal, but you know what I mean, guys. They're not normal, but they're, you know, possibly human. Maybe. We don't really know for certain, actually. Has anybody proven that these people are human? All right, that one's not coming up. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, I'm voting for Trump.
All right, cool. And that's an hour and 13 minutes you're never getting back your life. All right, folks, that was fun. That was fun. That was like an exercise. Did you guys have fun? I had fun. That was fun for me. You guys like that? We all having fun? That was for the women in the chat who, like I said, MAGA Republicans wanted to waste your time by trying to take away your right to choose, a right you fought decades for. I'm more than happy to waste a few hours of their time too. You know, I'm more than happy to toss it right back in their face. All right, folks, if you like what you heard today, we'll probably be back later tonight. Hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family. I would love for you to be part of the team we've got here. We are flipping Republicans every day and making progress, and that's what this is about. One, we do this for fun. We do this for entertainment because Who doesn't need something to smile about right now? You know what I mean? And then we also do this for educational purposes as well. So if you like what you heard, hit that follow button, top left corner. I think it's like a red, like a plus sign. Is it a plus sign? I think it's a plus sign. Hit that plus sign in the top left corner. Join our little family. Would love for you to be part of the team we got going on. We have a great community, you know? All right, folks. See y'all tomorrow or tonight. We'll be back later. Do you guys have plans? It's Friday. Are you guys doing anything tonight, by the way? Are you guys going anywhere? The movies, like going golfing, Top Golf? What are y'all doing? I feel y'all on the work thing. I ended up using a day off because I wanted to travel around a little bit today. Chillaxing, watching Smile 2. Tell me how message me when you watch it. Let me know if it's worth it. Because I was going to go to Beetlejuice, the new one. Apparently it was awful, I guess. I guess people didn't like it. Yo, somebody seen Sabrina Carpenter? Who's seen Sabrina Carpenter? Mystery. Enjoy the concert. I tried getting Sabrina Carpenter tickets. Impossible. There's like no way. No way to get the Sabrina Carpenter tickets. Have fun. Yeah, there's Smile 2. It came out, I think, last week. And it seems like folks love it. If you go see it, if you see Smile 2, message me if you like it or not. Because I'm debating seeing it. Oh, Smile was better than Beetlejuice? Gotcha. I heard that Joker was bad too. I heard that Joker and Beetlejuice were not good. All right, folks. All right. See you later, everybody. Have an awesome night.